First of all, why would you even refer to your mom as, like, by her first name to a stranger? And he's like, must save Martha. He has Martha. And then I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Because Batman's like, hey, wait a minute. How do you know that name? Martha, how do you know that? And he's just like, he's very upset. And Lois Lane comes in like, stop it. Just fucking stop it. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video. And I wanted to let you know, not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single player games, multiplayer games. I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. Let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty details, chat. I am doing a scene-by-scene breakdown, chat, to Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition, super-duper Zack Snyder's director's cut, chat, with an additional 31 minutes of footage. I've seen some of these clips before online, not all of them. You know, I remember when the movie came out, like, the weekend, they started like, oh, let's put out clips so things start to make sense. Because there's a lot of plot holes in the movie, chat. And I saw, this is my second time watching this film. The only other time I watched it was in the theater in 2016, so nearly 5 years ago at this point. But before we go ahead and start talking about it, before I tell you my overall thoughts, before getting into the nitty-gritty details, how many of you have seen Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, either the theatrical cut or the Ultimate Edition? Very curious, Chad, very curious. Ultimate cut, one theatrical cut. We're going to be 2 or 3 times. There you go. Regrettably, you actively wanted to see that. Asylum, welcome stream, unfortunately. Casving, no, I don't think I want to. You don't need to. LaCara, I've never watched this whole movie of BVS. Soldier Blue, I saw it, didn't like it. Judas, how can you not like this movie? It's a masterpiece. Remember, if you give it less than full pub, I'll be seeing you very soon. Also, hi, hope you had a good day. Here, been under 20 awards. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Judas. No, well, please do stay safe. Please stay safe. Happy to have you here. Hope I can entertain you for the next few hours. Keep your mind off it. About Love Nerd, yes, thoroughly enjoy the Ultimate Cut. Edman, I don't watch this crap. What happened? I like the Ultimate. Maybe it's the Gotham City in me. Just had a bad history with freaks dressed like clowns. I haven't seen it, but saw clips. So yeah, right around I have it's not funny, entertaining like Batman Returns. Fair enough. Hey, I saw it a few years ago. Marvel Love Nerd, so I'm a Snyder believer. There's no except. No, I get you. You know, hey, I never tell people not to. Hey, like what you like. I'm not telling you otherwise. I'm just gonna tell you how I feel about it. Not a fan. Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor says the Asylum. Cincy Man saw this Ultimate Edition last week. That was okay, not great at all. Little bro with the fro, welcome to Stream 17. Watching this in the theaters. Damn time, slow down. Juicy, are you ready for it? Oh, for my review or for Justice League? I'll be reviewing that. Probably even start watching it tonight. We'll see. Just split up. Judas, to answer the question, though, loved it. Chat. I have indeed saw this. I've seen this. I saw the theatrical version in 2016 in the theater in a critic screening. And I remember walking out and just feeling like my eyes and ears were just assaulted with blue and gray filters, chat. Rain and blah, blah, blah. That's the score to this movie, chat. Like, I remember, like, because I was thinking, after the film had finished, like, I remember, like, Superman. So I actually like, to be positive, chat. I talked about this yesterday in my Man of Steel review. Like, the Superman's theme is actually that bum, 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 bum. It's actually good. And then what's Batman's theme? Blah, 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 blah. It's like he doesn't even fucking have a theme song. It's like it just assaults your eyes and your ears, this movie. And I just kind of let it wash over me. And it was just, what I remember at the time, it was just this very long, just constant, just CGI being thrown at my face, and with characters who are all just so miserable and sad and depressed and just sociopathic, that I'm just like, there's just no joy in this movie. I just remember thinking there's not a single moment of joy. And That's just so odd to me, especially when it's a movie that has Superman, because he's supposed to be that very joyous character, the guy who's supposed to make you hope. But you know, Zack Snyder clearly established like this is a world where there are no real heroes. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. That's what I just remember after like watching it. And of course, you have all these other things. To back up, Man of Steel. I gave that a high rental yesterday, chat. It does have some good moments in it. I think the opening to Krypton is great. I like some moments with Henry Cavill as Superman. Like, I like his whole, his first flight. Like, these moments of happiness, these moments of joy where he actually cracks a goddamn smile. And then some of the fight choreography I think is quite good in Man of Steel. If anything, watching BVS again made me appreciate the choreography in the movie. I also respected Zack Snyder for not doing his typical slow motion Man of Steel. There's not a lot of slow motion Man of Steel. I realized after rewatching, he does a lot of that kind of like handheld camera stuff, and it suits the movie better. Here he's like, all right, fuck that handheld shit. I'm going back to slow motion. And I will say this, watching BVS again made me appreciate Man of Steel a lot more. It was like, it was very much its own thing. And because this movie overall, chat, it just feels like Warner Brothers trying to fast track a universe. Where we're just going to put in as much stuff as possible, whether it makes sense or not, whether it's relevant or not, just put it in there. Like, Wonder Woman is like, inclusion in this movie doesn't make any sense. She's just there to be there, chat. You have these little fucking file folders for Cyborg and The Flash and Aquaman. You just feel like this movie just feels like it's bursting at the seams. And at the same time, I watched the Ultimate Edition, it's 3 hours long. And it just feels too long, and it doesn't feel like it. But then at the same time, it doesn't feel like it has enough time to tell the story it wants to tell. It's just an inherently flawed movie from its conception, from the conceptual, stage, chat. Like, Man of Steel had a wonky foundation, but there was stuff to work with. But the thing that this is how you're going to answer those. The thing that people criticize that last movie, saying it was a little too dreary, a little too dark for Superman, and you're going to double down, triple down, quadruple down on that very just morbid, melancholy tone. It's just like, this movie is the example of, as I've said it, Snyder gonna Snyder. This might be the most Snydery movie I've ever seen. This what he does. Like, this is very much his version of Superman. This very somber, this very selfish character. You have this Batman who is this sociopath who's killing and just mowing everybody down. You have this Joker, esque Lex Luthor, hopping around, just looking like acting like goddamn Daffy Duck throughout this movie. And then you have a fucking giant gray Ninja Turtle at the end, Doomsday, who I think, Doomsday to me, he's one of the most overrated characters in the history of comics. He's just a big gray blob. That's all he is. He's just a big gray muscular blob that punches things. I never understand people's fascination with him. He's just boring to me. But he killed Superman, and that's what made him an icon, I guess, to a lot of people. And thank you, Stranger Shoes, so much for resubscribing. Now, this is the one with Yuka Man, right? Good evening. Now, I'll tell you right now, I'm just going to be very controversial about to say. Thank you, Stranger Shoes, so much. The gifted sub. A year and 2 months, a year and change. Thank you. Billy Casey, welcome to stream. We're doing very well. Sorry, I think this is what Grown Up is. This is a movie for grown-ups, as you would probably say. Yeah, but to my point, it's just doing all these things that you just typically associate with a Zack Snyder film, and using characters that he clearly doesn't understand. Like I said before, he obviously is fans of these characters. Maybe, I don't know if he's a Superman fan. I don't get the sense that he is, but he clearly loves these characters. He loves taking the panels and putting that up on the screen for everyone to show. Like, this movie's filled with all that shit. Like, he has a hard-on for the Dark Knight Returns shit. There is Dark Knight Returns, imagery throughout this entire movie. But I just really don't think he understands, like, the context of those images, like, what drives these characters, like, who they are as people, because that's not how he looks. That's the biggest problem this movie has. All of his comic book movies and especially his ones that are, you know, focused on these DC characters, that he just doesn't understand these characters, people. He looks at them as icons, as gods. I can't tell you, chat, the amount of times that if you thought he was, you know, I'm going to tell you right now, he was fucking subtle with his Jesus allegories in Man of Steel compared to this movie. It's like, oh my God. They mention God and Jesus, I would say, at least 50 times in this film. I think that's a conservative estimate. I'm going to say it's at least 40 to 50 times they reference God and biblical imagery, you know, Jesus Christ, you know, the Holy Spirit, all of that, chat, heaven and hell, constantly, especially from Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is just regurgitating this all the time. He goes, and just doing that the whole time. It's the complete opposite of subtlety coming from Zack Snyder, and it just feels so heavy-handed. And it's just like, I get it. You're saying that Superman is a Jesus, you know, he's a Jesus allegory, he's a Jesus metaphor. I understand. I know that, you know, you have your libertarian politics in here. I know this is your Ayn Rand, you know, Superman. I get that, but it's like, it's just so fucking in your face constantly. And the other thing about the movie too is, Chet, I didn't realize, like, watching again, I was like, there's not much action in this film, which is surprising to me. You know, watching, I thought, like, oh, they just assault you with constant action the whole time, you don't care. And yeah, the last 40, you know, minutes, yeah, that's what it adds at the end of the movie. But before that, not really. There's not really much going on. There's a couple action scenes. The one in the beginning of Superman, you know, when he fights the terrorist, chat in that the Middle Eastern country. There's that, and there's Batman in the Batmobile, and that's really it. Like, there's not a lot of action going on. All it is, and it's not character development, I tell you that right now, it's not character development, it's plot setup. Like, Zack Snyder, he really loves to get into the nitty-gritty details of his plots, and he is just throwing so much exposition at you. And that's what a lot of this cut adds, because that's the problem with the theatrical version is the plot in the movie makes no sense. There's stuff obviously missing, and they add 30 minutes, not of character development, chat, just explanation of, like, what is happening, of that stuff that was like, okay, I guess there's this plot with Lois Lane, and, you know, the stuff with Scoot McNairy and all that, but it's like, it's just 30 more minutes of exposition. It's not like an additional action scene. It's not, I mean, they do have a little bit more of Clark, and for whatever reason, I don't understand this, Clark Kent apparently had no idea who the Batman was. It's like, which doesn't make any fucking sense. How do you not know who the Batman was? Gotham City is right across the river. In this universe, they established, chat, that Gotham City is right across the river from Metropolis. You can go over the bridge, you're in Gotham. You can go from Metropolis, chat, the greatest city in America, if not the planet, one of the wealthiest cities in the world, and right across the river, boom, Gotham City. Fucking crime rate, fucking, you know, rocketing up, chat. One of the poorest living conditions in America. And it's like, okay, and he had no idea about the Batman. He had no idea about the Batman. It's like, all right, if you say so. You know, there are, I know in the comics there are versions where they're both next to each other, but sometimes, I mean, that's just weird to me. But why does he not know he doesn't know who Batman is? It's like, how? No one knows who he doesn't know who Bruce Wayne is. It's like, okay, well, when you were traveling for 10 years, Clark, you know, living as a man walking among the mud people, as you would say, did you not, like, hey, well, who's this fucking Bruce Wayne guy? It doesn't make any sense. You know, but it's funny, but and then the whole big, you know, because the whole big conflict, Chad, the movie is it's about Batman v Superman. It's about their battle, and man, that battle is lame. And at the end of the movie, Chad, it's like at the 2-hour 20-minute mark, I guess. It's not that long, and the choreography is really bad. Like, I was like very surprised by that. I thought it was longer, but they fight once in the movie. Like, usually if you're going to do a versus film, you think, okay, you're going to do at least 3 fights, right? You know, between your characters, you're going to have that initial fight, and one gets the edge on the other one. Then the second fight, the other one gets the edge on the other one, and then the third fight, there's a tie, and they learn to deal with their differences and team up and do. But no, they fight exactly one time, and it's like, Jesus. I just totally forgot about that. Like this movie that's hyped up about, you know, this conflict between these two icons, as Zack Snyder would say, and it's about a 5-minute fight. It's about 5 to 7 minutes. And that's about it. And it's not really well shot or choreographed. I was surprised by that after a while because I watched the movie again today. I was like, man, this is just not good. And then the last 40 minutes is them fighting Doomsday. Then Wonder Woman shows up, and that is very much we're gonna punch a big, Ninja Turtle / Putty from Power Rangers for 35 minutes. But murder. Yeah, it's just a thoroughly disappointing film, Chad. It doesn't understand the characters. It's too long. It's mostly just exposition, and it's set up for future movies. In the lamest way possible, Chad, because nothing's more exciting than clicking on a computer and watching through a very small screen as the Flash stops someone from stealing some cash out of a cash register in a convenience store. It's like, or fucking Aquaman going, ah, because the camera's looking at him under sea. It's just very lame. There's like this movie. There's a few good lines, few good moments, but not enough to salvage 3+ hours of a film. You can probably guess my rating, chap. We're not going to get into that right now. Do you want to comment on a few things right off the bat with Ben Affleck cast as Batman initially? I was not one of those people. I'll tell you right now. Even though I wasn't the biggest Man of Steel, I still thought, hey, there's lots that we can work with. If they ever did another movie and if they establish a universe. When they cast Ben Affleck as Batman, hey, I was all bored. It's like he's a talented actor, he's a talented director and writer. I think he'll do great. Now people were hating on him. I was not one of those people, Again, but you can be the most talented actor in the world, but if you get a shit script and a shit, and shit direction, typically you're not going to give a good performance. He's not bad person. He's not even bad in the movie. Ben Affleck's not bad. It's just that, like, what he's doing is not interesting to me. He's just not interesting. And we're repeating the same shit we've seen with Bruce Wayne, which we'll get into in the opening chats. The same shit we've seen time and time again. Because everyone director wants to do the version of his origin story. But he's not bad. I just don't particularly like what he's doing in the film. But it's not his fault. It's the script and the direction. I've always said, like, hey, I think it would be cool to actually see Ben Affleck as that, middle-aged, maybe 50-year-old Bruce Wayne in an actual adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns. Like, clearly that's what Zack Snyder wanted to do. He wants to do Dark Knight Returns really bad. I don't know if I would give him that, that film to direct. But if they actually did a Dark Knight Returns adaptation, either it's the one story or they split into 2 movies, and they got Ben Affleck for that would be great. I think that's what they should have done, but they didn't, inevitably. And it's just weird to me that you want your cinematic universe Batman to be this sociopathic murderer who's already fought all of his villains, who's already lost Robin and stuff, and he's been Batman for 20 years. It's like, why do you want to make that version your version for your cinematic universe? It just means like you're losing out on all this history we could have seen, but that's what he went with. Henry Cavill's completely wasting the film. They don't do anything with him. He has more, like, I think in the theatrical cut he has 30 lines. Here he gets more to do, but it's more him just like, who's Bruce Wayne? Who's the Batman? Like, he doesn't know who these people are, which I think is very amusing. And then, the other big casting thing was Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. And initially, I was like, you know what? No, I totally see why they got him for this role. Because I believe, at the time, Chad, this was before any of us saw the movie or the trailers, I believed that he was going to play Lex Luthor like he played Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Network, chat. Like I always go back to that one famous scene in the movie, which he got an Academy Award nomination for. I think he should have won, honestly, where he's in that conference room with those lawyers. And he's going, the lawyers are like, excuse me, Mr. Zuckerberg, we're talking about this. He's like, it's raining outside. And they're saying, excuse me, it's raining. It's like, sir, do you not think what we're doing, do I have your attention? And he goes, no, you don't have my attention. Do you think I deserve your attention? You deserve the minimum amount. Because what I'm doing right now back at Facebook is far more important than anything that you guys are doing here right now. And I thought that is the version of Lex Luthor we're going to get, that business savvy, just corporate shark Lex Luthor, which we've never gotten cinematically. We got that version with Clancy Brown, the animated series, Superman animated series, and Justice League, but we never got that in live action. And I thought that, and they did not go with that. They went with the stuttering Max Landis without the rape, thank God, without the rape, but stuttering, Jim Carrey, Joker Max Landis performance. And I was like, I do not understand why they chose to go in that direction. And maybe it was Zack Snyder that said, or maybe it was Jesse Eisenberg. I believe Jesse Eisenberg said he based his performance off of his interactions with Max Landis. And it's like, okay, but it's bizarre. And man, it does not work. It does. Watching this movie, I was like, ooh, it's bad. He's really bad in the film. But that's my general thoughts about the movie, chat, before we get into the nitty-gritty specific details. But here we fucking go. Scene by scene by scene by scene breakdown, chat. We start, chat, with little fucking Bruce Wayne. It's his parents are dead. Chat, did you know Bruce Wayne's parents are dead? Holy shit. Big fucking revelation this movie just revealed. What do you think of 100 biddies? Let the hate begin. Let the hate flow through you. Thank you, Gleave 100 biddies. Cheers, salute to you. Hope you're doing very well today. But chat, we learn Bruce Wayne's parents are dead. They will not stop killing his parents, just like Spider-Man's Uncle Ben. Can you just let these people rest? I had to see Thomas and Martha get shot in the face. I don't need to see that again. But they're like, Zack Snyder's like, you're going to fucking see it and you're going to like it in slow-mo. Because that's the thing, Chad. He's not doing the handheld camera stuff anymore. He's back. This movie could have been 35 minutes shorter if he didn't have slow motion. Thank you, Katie, for the 5 minutes. Boo Affleck. See, I'm not even hating on Ben Affleck as Batman, as I said before, but I don't... What they forced him to do in this movie, I do not like. But thank you, Katie, for the 5 days. Hope you and Bat Shields are doing quite well. But we open up, chat, with sad little Bruce Wayne, chat. He's at his fucking parents' funeral, chat. They're taking him to the mausoleum, which is on the Wayne estate, chat. And he fucking runs away. But fucking Simon Gruber, you know, chat, Jeremy Irons is like, come back here, come back here. Bruce is like, yeah. He's running, chat. And we get all this very heavy narration from Ben Affleck, Batman, chat. Very heavy fucking narration. And we see little goddamn Bruce Wayne. You see little, and he's running to the forest, chat. But he falls into a well. Man, fucking Zack Snyder straight up steals from Christopher Nolan in this movie. It's very similar to the opening of Batman Begins, when Bruce falls into the well and the bats come in. It plays exactly the same, except for one added detail, which is ridiculous. And so Bruce, he's like, and it's all in slow motion too. All in slow motion. Joshua, sweet baby boy Joshua. Sin 13 and Peep Pants McGee. Thank you so much, Josh. Congratulations, you two. You're now the proud. Oh, and Celtic Josh with the 3 gifted subs. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate that. My sweet baby broccoli eating boy. Hope you're doing very well. Congratulations, you 3 now the proud ones. Finding notes along with ad-free viewing. Hope you're doing great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I know, but it's like, come on. Oh, Lord. Chris, I think of the 5 days you think Snyder wanted to use Christian Bale's Batman for this movie, but either Bale or Nolan or Nolan fuck up. I think Christian Bale was done with the franchise by that point. And Christopher Nolan didn't want to direct more Batman movies. I don't know. It's a good question, but I would say no to both. I don't think either of them they were interested in making more superhero films. Producing maybe, but not directing. Thank you, Marvel Buff Nerd, for the 25 biddies. Oh my God. Thank you for all the support, chat. Really do appreciate it, especially after today. All the goddamn technological problems earlier. Thank you. But Bruce, he's fallen into this well. Slow motion, chat. Little CGI Bruce Wayne falling in the well. And they have all the credits popping up, too. Starring Ben Affleck. Starring Henry Cavill. He's in the movie, too. Even though he only has about 25 minutes of screen time. And boom, he falls on the ground. Because it's all slow motion. He looks up and he's like, and there's bats! Bat attack! And he's fucking freaking out, Chaz, because he's getting bit up by bats. But no, Chad, because of the bats have said, you are our chosen god. You are our icon now. Whittle Bruce Wayne. And he gets bat powers, Chad, because I remember watching this in the theater going, oh my God, is Zack Snyder actually doing it? Because all of a sudden, Chad, little Bruce Wayne starts floating to the surface. He starts fucking spinning around. He starts spinning around, Chad, floating to the goddamn surface. Like, did fucking Zack Snyder actually give Batman bad powers? I'm like, I cannot believe it. I'm like, oh, no. And he's ascending to the surface, Chad. I was like, oh, shit. And Bruce Wayne is, you probably don't know what happened before, what caused these events. Let me tell you. And we go, Chad, to 1981. He's just got out of the movie Excalibur, chat. You see the mask of Zorro right there. It's like all these films that inspired Batman, you know, inspired Bruce Wayne to become the Batman, if you will. Chat. And they're walking out, and you got cameo appearances, chat. You have Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing Thomas Wayne, and you also have that actress who played what's her name, Maggie from The Walking Dead. Let me go ahead and give her the respect. What was that actress's name? I always forget her name. Oh, Jesus. Laura Cohen. Laura Cohen, chat. Laura Cohen. Laura Cohen is the actress who plays Martha Wayne. They're walking, and it's everything's in slow motion here. Every scene in this moment is slow motion, and they're walking down. We hear the Joe Chill character, the random mugger, come up, and he's like, you know, he has the gun out, and then slow-mo Thomas Wayne's like, no, and he goes bang, and he shoots him in the face. He falls down, and Martha's like, oh, and then this guy does something really fucked up, where he puts the gun like right underneath her necklace, Chad. It's like stuck on the necklace, and he has the gun right at her face, and boom, and he blows her fucking face off. And then the pearls are falling, Chad. It's just like everything that, you know, Zack Snyder's seen in the comics, or this is very Tim Burton, this is a very Tim Burton scene that he's doing his own version. Just more slow motion, just extra slow motion. And they're all falling, and Martha falls, and the guy's, and he runs away. Again, this movie could be 2 hours tops if there just wasn't as much slow motion. And then Bruce is like, and Thomas Wayne, here it is, shit. He doesn't say Bruce. Like, the one I love, like, again, never need to see Bruce Wayne's parents die in the film, but I really did like how Christopher Nolan did in Batman Begins. I talked about this, where, you know, Thomas is saying, Bruce, don't be afraid, because the whole theme of that movie is fear and conquering your fear. And, being a goddamn hero, standing up for yourself, standing up for the people of Gotham. It's a good message, very positive message for that Batman film. And this one, the message is Martha, because that's what Thomas Wayne says before he dies. Martha! And there'll be a callback later on. We'll hear Martha again. We'll hear Martha. It's the big reveal. It's the thing that brings two icons together and say, hey, I'm sorry I was going to kill you. I didn't know our moms had the same first name. Very important detail. And so there you go. And then, chat, we cut. And I'm going to praise this. We now it's 30 plus years later. 40 years later at this point. You know, Bruce Wayne, he's an elderly, not elderly, but he's like a middle-aged man now. You know, he's still the head of Wayne Enterprises, of course. And he's driving in the Gotham, chat, fucking landing a helicopter ride, and he's getting to a fucking car because there's a fucking attack, chat, on Metropolis, okay? This takes place at Man of Steel. I'll say this, chat, I was very positive about this during my commentary, my audio commentary and video reaction, which you'll be able to access for free, hopefully later tonight or sometime early tomorrow morning. But I love seeing the perspective of the Man of Steel battle, especially after seeing the movie just like not that long ago. So watching it again from the perspective of as Superman referred to them, the dumb mud people, and it's just horrifying as Bruce is driving around, because the fight goes from Metropolis to Gotham, so right across the bay, and I think that's where it ends, where Superman kills Zod when they fall back down. But, Bruce, he's driving to one of his buildings, chat, where apparently his best friend, Jack... See, this is the thing that's wrong with this. Zack Snyder got a lot of criticism because of the sheer carnage and collateral damage that Superman causes in the previous movie. And he's like, okay, well, I don't agree with that, but whatever. I mean, I'll throw him a bone. I'll throw the critics a bone, and I'll try to make it where it's like, yeah, I mean, you'll care for some of these people, I guess. Very libertarian view. And so we focus on this one character named Jack, who I guess is friends with Bruce. I don't know who this fucking character is, this Jack character, but so much emphasis is placed on him. Like, oh, no, Jack! Because Jack apparently, Chase, like, well, now that the aliens are blowing up the city, everyone should probably leave now. So all the Wayne employees evacuated the building, except for Jack for some reason, and I don't understand why. And, we find out that building that Michael Shannon was in, where he does the laser eyes with, was actually one of Wayne Tower, or one of Bruce Wayne's buildings, chat. And that brings the whole fucking building down. And this is a great shot, though. This is a great shot Despite the Jack stuff, it's like, this is pretty cool. So Bruce, you have all these people running away. It evokes the imagery of 9/11, chat. I mean, I think that is what Zack Snyder is trying to capture here. Very much evokes the imagery of 9/11. And you see these people running out from, like, out of the smoke, or trying to escape from the smoke as it's coming towards them. And you have Batman going into it. And I love that image, because that is who Batman is. He'll go towards danger to help people. It's like, oh, that was a little bit of what Batman is in that little, see, I'm telling you, there's little small molecule gems of, like, ooh, that's a good scene. And right there was a very good moment in a otherwise really bad movie. But I love that he's going towards the smoke, towards the ash, chat, to help people. Can these fucking heroes just help people? And he goes right into that, chat. And you see all these people just fucking walking around like, you know, like ghosts. Because, you know, it's, again, it's very evocative of 9/11. These people are just, like, shell-shocked. They have this PTSD from what they just saw. And you see this, like, little kindergarten class walking by, and they see this one girl who's just like, ah. Just doesn't know. Bruce Wayne grabs her and he puts her with the students, like, hold hands, hold hands, hold hands. I like that scene a lot. And then, Chad, he sees this one little girl who's just looking up, just staring, and he sees this debris that's about to fucking fall down. And he's like, oh! And he fucking runs up there, and grabs her, Chad, and he holds her close, and then gets her out of the debris. And he's like, where's your mom? Where's your mom? Are you okay? Where's your mom? And she just goes, oh, and she points up, chat, and it's the Wayne building where it's completely fucking gone. He's like, oh, Jesus Christ. And then, chat, he holds the girl, he's hugging her as he's watching Zod, and this is when Zod and Superman are coming down after destroying, funny enough, the Wayne satellite that's up there, one of many of Bruce Wayne's satellites. They're crashing down, all the debris hitting all the fucking buildings, killing, you know, they say this is hilarious, chat. It's like bullshit. We'll see that there's a newspaper in the movie later on, and it says dozens killed in attack on Metropolis and Gotham City. Bull fucking shit. Tens of thousands of people died during that battle between Superman and Zod and the Kryptonians. Dozens. And I'm like, no way. No. And it very much felt like Zack Snyder going, just throwing people to bones, like, whatever, only dozens. No. Tens of thousands of people died. I saw the World Engine smush people. There were dozens initially caught in the gravitation the first time it came down and went boom. Yeah, there was about 3 dozen people in that World Engine, you know, gravitational, pull and push, but then expanded. And I'm like, no. Yeah, like thousands, dozens. Exactly. Doesn't Bruce even say the 1,000 died later on when he's talking to Elf? Yeah. And so the movie's not consistent. That's the thing. It's not consistent with itself. You know, with its setting, its world's trying to establish. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. And, you know, he's watching. And again, it's aesthetically, Chad, as I said before, and it's when we see some of the more kind of like Man of Steel-esque shots where Zack Snyder zooms in with the handheld cam, which I actually like. I think that's a cool aesthetic to have. I wouldn't mind if that was the way he shoots the action scenes, or that was just how you do most of the DC movie scenes. That's like, it's different. I don't mind that at all. I just don't like the slow motion he constantly does. Watching Man of Steel again, I had a kind of like, oh, you know, I actually really appreciate the action in this movie. It's pretty good. I mean, I don't like when they fucking murdering everybody, but outside of that, it's like, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. But here, he does that one more time, then it's all slow motion from here on out. And Bruce Wayne, he's like, I'm going to kill that motherfucker. he's giving this Bruce. And listen, Ben Affleck is acting his ass off, Chad. Like, he doesn't do a bad job in this film. It's just what they have him do and forcing him to do. It doesn't work, but he's not bad. You know, it's hard for me to articulate. It's just, you know, he could be a good Batman. He could be an excellent Batman in a better project. That's all I'm saying. So, he's fucking pissed off about all that bullshit, Chad. It's like, that's not going very well. And then, Chad, we do a hard fucking cut. We do a hard goddamn cut. And we're gonna see Lois Lane. Let's see what Lois Lane is up to, Chad. And she's meeting up with her photographer, Chad. Jimmy Olsen. Now, this is one of the scenes that was cut from the movie. Thank you, the theatrical version. Thank you so much. Isanto, 123 for the follow. You're my new Huckleberry. Hope you're doing very well. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. I kind of like. I don't mind a jaded Batman. It doesn't work in this movie for me. Here's your thing with Five Buddies. I think part of the different aesthetic stems from Snyder having a different DP on Man of Steel. Oh, Amir Mokri going back to his regular guy, Larry Fawn, for this movie. Oh, yeah, they should have done that. They should have maintained, because I was like, this, because I watched these movies like back to back, chat. Like one day, like I watched Man of Steel the other day. I watched Batman v Superman again, today, and it's just the choreography And yeah, just the photography in the movie is so starkly different. It's like, this doesn't feel like the same universe at all. It's just weird. And that's probably the explanation why. Or one of the many explanations why. So yeah, we're in some random Middle Eastern country chat. Lois Lane's on assignment. She's investigating some warlord who's being a piece of shit, right? And she's meeting with her photographer, Jimmy Olsen. I was like, whoa, Jimmy Olsen? Oh, and I remember when Zack Snyder said, it's like, oh yeah, we had Jimmy Olsen in, the directors, because he wasn't even referring it to as like the Ultimate Edition yet. We filmed a scene of Jimmy Olsen, and we wanted to do something fun with Jimmy. We wanted to do something fun with him. I was like, oh, I wonder what that was. And we find out, chat. And this felt like kind of like a fuck you to Zack Snyder towards Richard Donner. Like, yeah, that's what I think of Jimmy Olsen. It just feels like he has such resentment towards Superman and his supporting cast, and this just felt this way. Yeah, Jimmy Olsen, pal Superman. It just very much felt like a fuck you to those characters. Like, it does not sit well with me. And where Jimmy Olsen's like, hi, Lois Lane, I'm here to take photographs for you for your story, but we're gonna fucking visit a terrorist warlord together. And so they meet up with these guys, and they're gonna bag their heads. They bag their heads because they can't know the location they're going to, and they go to their compound, right? And they all go outside there, and, Lois Lane, she's like, starts asking some questions of this fucking terrorist warlord. How do you get all these fucking advanced weapons and shit? Notices KG Beast over there. Like, what the fuck's KG Beast doing here? That's fucking weird. All right, the Russian. It's so weird that KG Beast is in a Batman and Superman movie. He's like a D-list DC villain. The same actor, funny enough, was also in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. He played one of the Hydra agents in the elevator scene that Cap beats him up. It's cool to see him again. Hey, man, it's work for him. He's a working actor. I'm no hate for him. No hate for him. He's just doing what he's just, I'm a stooge for Lex Luthor. I'm a thug for Lex Luthor. I was like, goddamn Otis from 78 Superman. Hi, Mr. Luthor. I would have loved that he said Mr. Luthor. That would have been a good little reference. But, again, Zack Snyder doesn't like Richard Donner. So Lois Lane, she's asking the world questions, and KGB, she doesn't like the way fucking Jimmy Olsen's taking all these pictures. Like, give me that camera. He takes the fucking camera. She's like, give me the camera. And he's like, it's just a camera. And he's like, I don't fucking think so. And he takes the parch and he smushes it. He smushes it with his big dumb Russian foot. He got a big old, because he's very Russian. I'm very Russian villain, right? And so he smushed it with his Russian foot chat. And what does he find in there, baby? Finds a tracker. It's like we are being tracked. We're being tracked by Americans. He is CIA. And they're like, Jesus. And Lois Lane is just like, what's going on? And good old Jimmy Olsen, he's like, oh, listen, I'm a CIA agent, but Lois Lane, I just used her as my cover. She's not involved in this situation, okay? And the warlord goes, cool. He takes out his gun and blows fucking Jimmy Olsen's face off, chat. Shoots his head off. And I'm like, oh, that's a little fun scene that Zack Snyder had for Jimmy Olsen, pal of Superman. I was like, okay, Zack. And so I was like, all right, we continue on. So that was removed from the theatrical cut, chat. That was one of the many scenes in the Ultimate Edition. That was the first one in the movie. And then, Warlord's like, well, I'm going to fucking use you as a hostage because the CIA are on their way. And we find out where the CIA is, chat. Apparently, the CIA is coming on horseback, which I'm like, why are we using 18th century travel, forms of travel? Like, the CIA agents are arriving via horseback. Why? Why don't they have cars? Why? All right. And they're like, we're not going to get there in time. And Uncle Sam, we have General Swanswick, chat, who was, now he's Secretary of Defense. Swanswick, chat. He's now working for the Trump administration because it's 2016 and Big Daddy Trump is president, baby. I'm president of the United States right here. And he apparently was hired on for Secretary of Defense, chat. Now, General Swanswick, chat, where the fuck his name is. Swanswick, I don't care. He's actually John Jones, apparently. Apparently, it's been, Zack Snyder has said, leading up to the, even before, this is long before, like, the Zack Snyder cut was even a thing. He said, oh, yeah, I planned to make him Martian Manhunter. So, maybe he is John Jones, maybe he's not. I have no fucking idea. I'm just going to call him good old John Jones for short, chat. So, General John Jones, he's like, fuck that. Actually, no, this probably was Obama, because he's like, bring out the, we're going to bomb him back. We're going to bomb him, and we're going to use a drone. And so, apparently, chat, they start using drones. We're just going to fire a fucking drone. And we're going to kill Lois Lane because who gives a shit? And so the drones are falling overhead, shit. They fire off the missiles. But oh no, chat, the fucking missile's taken out and so is the drone. Thanks, Obama. And so thank you, Deadpool, for the 5 minutes. U.S. Special Forces did invade and fought invasion of gas on horseback. Oh, there you go. Maybe that was Zack Snyder's little homage, little wink and a nod to what this is like the Mujahideen, right? Is it like the invasion, like the war of Afghanistan? Because I know that the Mujahideen, who later became the Taliban, that we assisted them in the war of the Soviets back in the 80s. Remember that one? But there you go, chat. So fair enough. Okay, I'll concede that point. Still, it's like, can't you fucking get some better vehicles instead of horses? They're not going to be faster than a drone. I can tell you that much, chat. So, I'm like, oh no, what took out this drone? What took out this this missile? And then KGB says, okay, time to frame Superman now. And he starts shooting all the guys. Shout this very specific gun, this very specific ammunition. And then there's a guy's like, oh. And meanwhile, the one military leader, to the terrorist guy, the terrorist warlord, he takes Lois Lane's side of his little house or hovel, whatever the fuck it is. He's like, oh, whoever comes, I'm gonna make sure I can get out of here and shit. Meanwhile, they don't see what KGB is doing. He shoots all these guys and they drag all the body. Now this was missing in the theatrical version, chat. We do see KGB's kill all these people, but we don't see what he does here. And he has his fucking favorite flamethrower, chat, and he burns all the bodies. So it looks as if Superman came down and killed all these people. Now, this explains why you will later have this one scene in the movie where you have this this woman as this witness who works there, who was, I don't know, a member of the village, and was forced to work with these terrorists and stuff. Why she says like, oh, this Superman, I saw him burn all the bodies, and it's like, oh, the bodies are burned, but there's fucking still bullets inside of these bodies though. That's the thing. It's like, okay, I get you burned them, but you shot them. If you just do an autopsy and go, yeah, those are bullet holes. There's bullets that penetrate those bones. We can see how it happens. Like, that doesn't make any sense still. It doesn't make any sense. So it fills in a plot hole, but it just falls right through the plot hole because it doesn't work. It's like, okay, if you say so. All right. I mean, obviously, Superman didn't kill these people. He will kill this motherfucker. And so KGB's, him and his boys, they go out there. And, Lois, the warlord's like, what's going on? What's going on? And Lois is like, he's coming. And fucking Superman goes, bah! And he bursts through a goddamn wall. Chat comes down. And he's very mad. Chat, he's got really slick back hair. Doesn't have the swirl anymore. Chat, he's got like a shit ton of gel in his hair. He is just slimy looking. I don't want a slimy looking Superman, chat, but I don't know what he's doing with his hair, but it is totally and completely slicked back. I thought his hair looked fine in the previous movie. He had the classic looking look. He looked good. He looked good in the Superman suit. Like, I'm never going to take that away from Henry Cavill. He looked good in the suit. He looks like a good Clark Kent. No doubt about it. But it's just weird to me why they just gave him this really just slick back, just moist, just slimy hairstyle. I mean, it's raining all over the place now in this movie. It's the only sunlight we actually see in the film, chat. This is the last time we see sunlight. And everything's overcast, everything's gray, everything's shot through a blue-gray filter. And so he comes down there, and Lois Lane, she just kind of like eases like her grip on the guy. She goes, go at him. And Superman just goes right at this guy and just puts him through 5 different walls, obviously killing him. Like, there's no way he fucking survived. He is dead. All right? There's no doubt about that. He got hit by a very moist Superman, chat. Very moist Superman. And it's like, oh, Jesus, look at all the fun, all the goddamn fun. Eventually, so that scene fucking happens, and then we set up a shit ton of different plot points, chat. This movie has so much going on. There's so much exposition, but I'll start. And so now we have to introduce Lex Luthor, chat. That's gonna be the big scene that's gonna happen right now. Oh. So we cut to the Indian Ocean, chat, where you see the World Engine. Remember when General Zod said, release the World Engine? And he released it, chat. And Superman destroyed the Indian Ocean, but it's still there. However, chat, people in that little area of the world, they've started to scavenge from it, chat, sell it to the highest bidder. And apparently good old Alexander Luthor, I didn't know that was his full name. I always thought he was just Lex. But his full name is actually Alexander Luthor, chat. Good old Alexander Luthor, chat, played by Jesse Eisenberg. He sent some of his boys down there to get specific salvage from the ship. Because Alexander Luthor, as he'll say later on, he's like, well, in order to hurt him, we need to get things from his world. And so, apparently, these fishermen, these boys who work for this fisherman, they find this giant poop this giant, like volcano-looking poop, and they take it up from the world engine, and they bring it to this random guy who works for Lex Luthor, chat, and they crack it open. Inside the calcified poop is kryptonite, chat, as Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor would have said. And it's like, oh, this is very, very fucking exciting. Everyone's fucking excited for this goddamn piece of kryptonite, chat, right? Then after this, you have fucking, you have Superman and Lois. Lois, she's coming back home from her trip, and she's got the PTSD, chat. She is just scared because she's unpacking everything, and she sees her shirt where it's covered in the blood of Jimmy Olsen, and also the blood of the guy, the terrorist warlord that fucking Superman smushed through 5 different walls. And she's kind of freaked out. And she says, "Time for baths. It's bath time. It's my bath time now." And so we see Amy Adams. She's a beautiful woman. No doubt about it. This is a weird romantic scene. This feels like this felt very personal to Zack Snyder. It's just kind of gross and weird what's about to happen here. Just like, I wouldn't want to get out of the fucking tub. But she's taking a nice little bath, chat. The water is appropriately milky and frothy, so you don't see the bazungas, but she is very much naked. No doubt about it, chat. This is very much a naked Amy Adams. She's in there. And Clark, and by the way, it's fucking pouring rain Metropolis. There is not a single bit of sunlight in this movie from this point on, chat. We were in Afghanistan, where the fuck we were, I don't know. And this point, overcast, gray, rain. That's how it is in Gotham Metropolis right now. And good old Superman, chat, he comes on in. He's got some groceries and shit. He's putting them down. He sees Amy Adams looking serious, like, "I got your flowers. I got your flowers." And she's not talking everything. He goes, "What's wrong?" He puts, like, the groceries on the toilet, which is gross. You wouldn't do that. And she goes, "I don't know if you can love me being the way that you are," which is a very weird thing to say. And he's like, "I do love you, Lois." She's, but you know, the world is angry at you." He's like, fuck him, whatever. Who gives a shit? And then, chat, he gives her a flower. He's like, "Okay, bath sex time." And he gets in the tub with shoes that have been outside stepping on the ground, and he's in full clothes. He didn't take his clothes off as you would do. It's like, oh, we're going to get like a bath sex scene. This is kind of cool. I don't mind this. But he gets in there with the clothes. This is weird. He gets in there. Water's going over the place. She's like, ah. And I'll be like, no, what do you fucking, I would freak out. No, you're not putting that in me right now. No, just fucking take your clothes off and then get in the tub. But no, he's got shoes, you know, jeans, everything. Takes his shirt off, thank God, one thing. And then they start going at it, takes his fucking glasses off, and they fuck. They fuck hard, chat. That's what's goddamn going on, right? Good times, good times. Eventually, chat, we cut to a shit ton of news footage. There's a lot of news footage in this movie, and it does this thing where it takes me out of it every time. They get all these anchors from all these different news networks, mostly CNN. You can tell this movie's dated because they have some news anchors and interviewers who are, they're not allowed on TV anymore, like Charlie Rose. Like Charlie Rose is fucking on TV. And, you know, he was, alleged sexual assault, chat. He lives in exile right now. But then you have other people, too, like you have fucking Anderson Cooper, and you have just Jon Stewart's in this movie, too. Who else is in here? Oh, shit. There's some other talking heads. You've seen them before, Jay, even if you don't know the names. They're, like, all in there. And they're all fucking talking. They're interviewing Holly Hunter, chat. Holly Hunter, Mrs. Incredible herself. And she's leading a investigation into the thing that happened in the Middle East, chat, with Superman, because they had this fucking star witness come in. Also, I missed another scene too. Fucking in the beginning of the movie, Scoot McNairy, he doesn't have any legs anymore. He got his legs broke, chat. Scoot McNairy thought, is this guy just going to be Metallo? He got no more legs, chat. He got no more legs. And Bruce Wayne helped him up. He's an employee of Wayne Enterprises, chat. And he's like, and he blames Superman for losing his leg. That's another important scene that's about to come on. This is all taking place at the same time. So Holly Hunter's leading this investigation. He had this one woman come in who was saying, I worked at the terrorist compound and Superman killed these people. She's a fucking liar. And she gets more scenes in this movie, chat. But she lied. She lied about all the shit. And Holly Hunter's talking, all these talking heads saying, Superman, we just can't fucking trust him. And Henry Cavill, he takes notice of this, and it's funny because he's making breakfast after the bathtub sex that he had, and so we look at the fakest. This is a nitpick, but we look at the two of the most fakest looking eggs I think I've ever seen in a movie. And he's like flipping them. It's like, that is not a real egg. It's like bull fucking shit. It's like, all right, whatever. The fakest of eggs, Chad. But it's like, whatever. I just know, because I watched the movie, because like, those eggs are fake. Okay. Hey, he's a grown boy. He needs his fucking eggs. He's going to eat more than 2. I know that. Look at that physique. That's like a dozen eggs per day, at least, at the minimum. At the bare fucking minimum, Chad. It was Kryptonian. Maybe they're Kryptonian eggs. Yeah. The Party City eggs, exactly. Good to see you, Nybrun. Hope you're doing very well. And he's like, hearing all this shit. He's like, what am I supposed to do? I mean, I'm trying. And then we see this footage of Superman saving a whole bunch of fucking people and shit. We see this one shot of him like saving this woman from this burning building in Mexico, and the people are like, let us touch you, you're a new god. Jesus allegories up the wazoo, Chet. Everyone is referring to him as, is Superman Jesus Christ? Like, seriously, because they keep mentioning, throughout this movie, Chet, it's Jesus God, over and over and over and over and over again. They won't stop talking about it. We see all these glory shots, him pulling a boat in the Arctic or something. We see these people going, reaching up as their homes are being flooded. He's standing there, Jesus Christ, cross T-pose, baby, just like that. It's like, I get it, Zack. You're very religious. This is an allegory. I know Superman's being used as an allegory for Jesus Christ, but tone it the fuck down. He does not tone it down, chat. He ups it. He ups it 1,000 times. Whew. So we then cut to Lex Luthor. He's been hearing all this good stuff, chat. And this is one of the first time we really do see Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. He's playing basketball. It's like, okay, interesting. And then he has Holly Hunter's coming in there, chat, because apparently she's going to give him permission, or she wants to talk to him about this thing that he's found, this kryptonite. And he's like, Holly Hunter, good to see you. And that's his performance, chat. He is constantly stammering and hemming and hawing and squealing. That's all he fucking does in this movie. And he's just so excited, chat, because I have found something from the World Engine. Yes, indeed I have. I have been experimenting using it on the body of General Zod. Did you see him? And it's like, he realized that a smallest piece of rock, this radioactive rock that I like to call it's actually, they don't actually call it kryptonite, chat. They don't call it anything. They say it's just a radioactive rock. And they say that they've tested on General Zod and it will pierce his skin. And Holly Hunter's like, why are you showing me this? And he's like, I wanted to use this as a deterrent. God, how can we defeat God? Many ways we can defeat God. Through words, but through a weapon. That's the way to do it. It's like, that's how he just fucking goes. It's like all the time, nonstop. And he's saying, like, we can use this radioactive rock as a deterrent to use against Superman and defeat him, control him, or whatever. Hunter's like, listen, I just want to investigate him. I don't want to fucking kill him already. I just want to get down. I just want the answers. I want to know the truth. Okay? And what you're selling me here, Jesse Eisenberg, okay, might as well be Granny's sweet peach tea. That's what it is, sweet peach tea. He's like, I will use this as a major plot point in a very overlong scene later on. And then it's like, okay, cool. And then we have this one guy, this one creepy fucking guy who is like, don't worry, even though because he represents, I don't know what his position is with the government, but he's like, I represent, Junior Senator Holly Hunter, and we will green light your program. Lex Luthor's like, oh, that's great. By the way, can I have access to the Kryptonian crash? And he's like, of course you can. And then he fucking gets a Jolly Rancher. He loves Jolly Ranchers. He has this fucking jar of Jolly Ranchers, and you just see him unravel, and he just puts it in the guy's mouth. It's like, this is weird. I get it. It's supposed to be like, hey, this is me dominating you. This is me dominating you. I have so much power over you that I'm going to fucking give you a little treat for being a good boy. I get it. It's just goofy as fuck. Here's the thing. His stammering and giggling like that could have worked. He just did in public to throw people off. He was more serious, especially when he was just by himself and whenever he wanted to kill. But no, that's how he is all the time. No, that is. I mean, that would be interesting. It's kind of like it's kind of like Bruce Wayne. Where Bruce Wayne, hey, I'm the playboy, I'm the Prince of Gotham City, but beneath that, I'm actually Batman. Like that's my true self. That would have been interesting, but he does not do that. He would have made a good Riddler. Yes, he would have. I think he would have made a fun Riddler. Agreed. And so it's like, shit, he's going to get access to the Kryptonian ship, chat. Can't wait to see that scene. He's going to go to the vagina chamber in the birthing room, chat. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. That's what the room is. It's the vagina room with the birthing chambers. Anyway, Bruce Wayne. Also, we get a cut because Batman's here. We're in Gotham City. We got to establish what Batman's been up to. And Batman's mean, chat. Batman's mean. And the police, they're like waiting outside of this one building. Apparently, they're doing a stakeout. Apparently, it's being used for sex slavery. And they hear all this shouting and shooting and hollering. And like, and these two cops go inside from the GCPD, and they go through right in the front door and right down the hallway, chat, this giant fucking cage filled with all these women. We're being used as sex slaves, and they're like, it's okay, we're here to help you, it's all right. And they go up there, chat, and they try to open the door for them. It's like, it's open, but they're like, no, it's here, chat. Like, what's it? And they go, okay, well, you stay safe, we're gonna go check. And this guy goes upstairs, chat, on the second floor or something, and he opens the goddamn door, and we see this one guy just like, he's like, he's been chained to the radiator, chat, and he's like, oh my god, he's looking at him. He's all fucked up and shit. And then we get, I think this is supposed to be like a really badass scene in Zack Snyder's mind, but it just comes off so fucking goofy because we have the cop in the foreground, and the background, Batman's just like, whoo. I love this. He says, whoo. He's just in the corner, hanging out there like Spider-Man. Like, how is he able to hang up? This is not explained. He's like there, and the cop's like, holy fucking shit, when he sees Batman just somehow is able to crawl on walls. I don't get this. Like how he moves is not consistent throughout the film. And so he's just climbing on the wall, Chad, and he manages to run out of the fucking room on the ceiling like a spider. A bat spider, chat, and the guy's just fucking shooting him, chat. He almost shoots his friend who walks on in. It was just a 280-pound man crawling the ceiling. That's what it is. Okay, with stuff. I was like, this is odd. I mean, it's visually different and interesting, but it's just it comes off funny to me. The cop comes inside and they notice, he's branded the guy, Chad, because Batman, he's gotten really mean. He's a big old meanie head now, and he brands the criminals, Chad. And the reason why he brands them, which is pretty fucked up, is because for some reason, I guess they do now in the theatrical cut, they don't explain why. The people just die when they're branded. They do explain why now, even though I guess it was, you assume it's just been going on for a long time, like Lex Luthor's plan to have, because he knows Bruce Wayne is Batman, he knows Clark Kent is Superman, et cetera, et cetera. So I guess he's just been trying to manipulate Bruce Wayne for the past like years. This has been in motion for at least 18 months, Jack. Because this movie does take place about a year and a half after the events of Man of Steel. And so Batman brands criminals, and what happens then after that is that when they go to jail, people just kill him. They stab him in the tummy a lot, and then they die. We learn why he does that in the movie. There's a scene, the important scene coming up. Thank you, Bachelor, for 5 minutes. The branding was an evolution. It was anger. The criminals turned it into a mark of death. I guess so. It's just, it's a little much. But it's like Batman's like, it's funny because he's like, I didn't kill him, Alfred. Because Alfred's always scolding him. Because then after that scene, we cut back to Wayne Manor, which actually it's not Wayne Manor. For whatever reason, chat, Wayne Manor is burned down. We don't know why. It's just burned down. And Bruce is living in this new little kind of house on this lake, which I actually like the Batcave in this film. It's cool. I really dig it. It's buried underneath the lake itself, which I think is kind of neat aesthetically. And he's there, apparently, Shad. He was fucking drinking all night. He was banging this hot lady, this broad. And she got big old bazungas. And he's like, yeah, he's enjoying himself, chap. He's not. He's very, very sad. Everything's gray. Everything's blue. He's sad. And he's like, I like that he's like taking all these medications. Kind of reminds me of Bruce Timm's like old Bruce Wayne from Batman Beyond. Rachel! Maybe it's Rachel, chat. I don't know. Maybe her name was Rachel. He doesn't keep track of it, chat. But he's opening all these, pill bottles, taking these meds. So it's like, I do like the idea of an old weathered Batman, chat. I don't mind that. I just find it weird that that's the Batman you want for your cinematic universe. Like, hey, if you want to do like a one-off Batman story or a series of one-off Batman stories, like, again, they did a Dark Knight Returns adaptation, either one full movie or splitting into 2 films, and you cast Ben Affleck, and I think that's cool. I think that would have been awesome. I would still like to see that, but that's not what they did. And so he's fucking like must take off water, and he just takes a bottle of wine and he finds some more wine, just go out and drinks it. It's like, you shouldn't have done that. And he gets up, and later Alfred, by the way, Jeremy Irons does not get a lot to do in this movie, but he is good. And his back and forth, his chemistry with Ben Affleck I think is great. He's kind of one of the unsung people from this film. Like, if I had to say who gave a good performance in this movie, I would probably say Jeremy Irons did. He's a good Alfred. He doesn't get enough credit for this role. And in Justice League, what the little that he does get, they just have a good rapport, both of them. You can see the chemistry. You get the sense that they've been doing this for fucking years. They've been doing this for a very long time. And that's when he first out, because then he walks down the Batcave, Chad. He sends the lady home, and he walks down there. Chad, he walks down there. And Alfred is working on all of his equipment. He's no longer his butler, Chad. He has, as he refers to himself and Alfred, we're criminals now. You know, you're my partner, because I can't rely on fucking Robin, because Joker, beat the shit out of him. Beat the shit out of him, Chad. Thank you, Betcha the 5 Biddies. His line about Bruce finding a woman makes him woman to make him honest. Yes, right? It's very funny, Bat Shields. So he goes down, he's working. We also see, like, the voice modulation thing. That Batman, because Batman has, like, okay, well, I don't want to have, like, Christian Bale growls. Like, he's like a voice. I don't like the voice modulation. Like, again, I always go back to, like, Michael Keaton's, like, he had a really good Batman voice. Like, you don't have to, go, I don't know that name. Don't do that, but just, talk like this, talk a little deeper, and that's fine, just to kind of make yourself a little more gruff. But I don't like the techno-sounding Batman voice they give him. I think it's overkill. When he goes down there, and, Bruce is like, I don't trust Superman. I also don't trust all this fucking shenanigans with Lex Luthor, chap. Because I think, like, the night before, he went to a, oh, no, he's going to go because he's investigating something. Apparently there's some big deal with Lex Luthor, and he's acquired something, and maybe it's a turn for Superman. Maybe he wants it for himself, so I got to investigate this, Alfred. And Alfred's telling him, like, listen, man, you got to fucking learn to let this go. People, Superman, they respect him. They think he's cool. And he's like, fuck him. I don't like him, okay? I don't like him, and I know other people don't like him. And then, chat, we cut to little Scoot McNairy, chat, and he has no legs, chat. And apparently he's living in a fucking hovel somewhere in Metropolis. Maybe it's Gotham. I don't know. It's Gotham. He's living in this really shitty tenement building. And we hear fucking Holly Hunter. They have all these scenes going on at the same time, and Holly Hunter is talking about Superman's bad. But we see this guy, he's working on something, his little hovel, chat. He has all these pictures of his family. Apparently, you find out his wife left him because he has no legs, chat. It's like, that's pretty shitty. And apparently, he's not been getting any disability payments, chat. He's not getting, I guess his insurance didn't come through, so he's less than poor. I mean, he might as well be homeless at this point. But he's doing something. He's preparing for something, chat. And we see little Scoot McNairy. He rolls on up to this massive fucking memorial for Superman. So remember that I talked about that yesterday, chat. Remember the scene from Man of Steel where the world engine, or one of the world engines, was the big Kryptonian crab ship, and it was doing the gravitational shmush, and that one just big empty space in the middle of Metropolis that killed dozens of people. They turned this into a park in 18 months, and they built a memorial to all the dozens of victims, and they built this giant statue, Superman going like that, like, and he's like, cool. And Scoot McNairy puts his wife's picture there. I felt like it was implied that his wife and children died, but you find out later on his wife and kids just left him because he has no legs. It's a pretty shitty thing. And so he scoots on up to the Superman statue, and he's got some graffiti. And he may not have any legs anymore, chap, but he's got some, he's worked his upper body. And he starts climbing on top of this fucking statue. This is the Ultimate Edition, Troy. I should have put that in the title, but this is the Ultimate Edition, chat. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and change that right now. I'll change that right now, chat. So we're at Scoot McNairy, who got no legs, chat, all right? He has no legs, chat. There you go. Ultimate Edition spoiler review. Boom! Got it. Got it in there. Thank you. Welcome to the stream, Troy. Hope you're doing very well. Cheers and salute. So Scoot McNairy, he climbs up there, and the cop's like, hey, you can't do that. And he fucking throws something at the cop. The cop's like, the fuck, man? And Scoot McNairy starts writing something on it. Meanwhile, chat, we cut back to the Daily Planet, right? Daily Planet. And you have fucking, what's his name? Lawrence Fishburne, chat. Perry White, he wants to put Clark Kent on assignment. He's like, I want you to go and cover the fucking football game in Gotham, chat. Because also there's another scene in the movie where we see the Metropolis Meteors and the Gotham Gators, like, go at it. It's like, oh, these two cities, they hate each other so much, and looks like they're fighting on the field again. Oh, what could top this? It's like, I get it. I get it. And He's like, I want you to cover the game and everything. And Clark's like, okay, I'll go ahead and cover it. And he goes to Gotham, Chad. And this is one of the scenes that was, they exercised so many scenes of Henry Cavill from this movie. Like, most of the scenes are with him. And, like, I think in the theatrical version, he has, like, 30 lines. Here he gets a little more to do. But, again, it's nothing that builds him up as his character or, like, adds to his, how he thinks of himself as Superman. It's just him investigating Batman. That's all it is. Thank you. Back to the 5 minutes. Do you get the sense that Perry knows Superman and Lois are doing the sex? I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe in the one scene we'll get to in a bit. Possibly. But he has 42 lines. Damn. All right, I wasn't too far off. I wasn't too. Oh, Superman fights meteors and Batman fights Crocs. That's true. That's true. All right, 42 lines. Fair enough. Yeah, I was close. I was close. And so he goes to Gotham, Chad. Oh yeah, because he wants to talk to also the woman who spoke at the to Congress, chat, to Holly Hunter's investigation, saying like, oh, Superman, I saw him kill him. He's like, well, since I'm here, I want to find that fucking bitch. Like, clearly he wants to kill. He's like, hey, you lied, I didn't do that. But he goes to her apartment. Apparently she's not been there for weeks. They don't know where she is, or days. And he had this old man, maybe the Bat got her. And he's like, excuse me, sir? He's like, the Bat, my friend. He's like, the Bat? He's like, yeah, Batman. I was like, I don't know who that is. He's like, you don't know who Batman is? And this is where I'm like, bull fucking shit. For whatever, even though Clark Kent has been on this world, chat, this planet for 30, at least at this point, 34 and a half years, he has never heard of Batman. What? He's never heard of, he's a reporter. Exactly, Bill Casey. He's a reporter. You live across the river. You live in Metropolis, and right across the river, there's a guy, there's a 50-year-old man dressed as a bat who goes around punching poor people. How do you not know about Batman? He's from Smallville. No. People around the world would know who Batman is. People would have heard about this guy who's been fighting criminals and punching poor people for 20 plus years. I'm not, no. That is fucking bullshit. I do not believe that at all. So you have him, he's like, the Batman, and Clark Kent's like, oh, this bat guy sounds bad. And so he goes back to Perry White, and he's like, I don't want to cover the football game. I want to cover this Bat Vigilante. What's the Daily Planet's opinion on the Bat Vigilante? You know, there's a crime wave in Gotham. And it's funny, they give Perry White a good line here. He says, like, crime. I can see it right now, Clark. The front page, crime wave in Gotham. Also, water wet, which I thought was great. That was a really funny line. See, there was a little gem right there. Little molecule. Boom, it was gone. Little good scene right there, Chad, in the sea of shit. By the way, we're like 25 minutes in the movie at this point. So, and she's like, no, I want you to cover the football game, Clark. Okay, that's what I want you to do. And then, Chad, they go out and they see that after the meeting's adjourned, and we see fucking Scoot McNairy going, ah! They arrested him, Chad. They put him in the police car. It takes 3 police officers to put a paraplegic man in a police car, Chad. Scoot McNairy, he worked out that fucking upper body, Chad. He did fucking well. He was kicking ass, Chad. And then we see on the statue, again, Jesus, God allegories, false God. Not a real prophet, scrawled around, like graffitiing on the chest of the Superman statue. Superman's like, oh, he's sad. He then later goes back home, and he sees more footage of people talking about him, how we see Neil deGrasse Tyson. He comes in here, and he's saying, he may have come from, from outer space, but he's trying to acclimate himself to our society, as he should. Okay, and he's a troubling figure. Maybe they literally say, maybe he's a Jesus Christ allegory to some, but for other people, he's just a threat. Or maybe he's a man, a good man just trying to do the right thing. And it's like, my God. It's like, they just hit you over the head over and over and over and over and over again. And Superman is just like, I will admit, because I think I would have been like Henry Cavill at this point, like, what the fuck do I got to do? Because he's like, I don't know what to do. Like, he seems confused. Also, chat, we have to talk about Lois Lane's plot in the movie. So, when she was unpacking, she finds in her journal, she has like a little journal with notes and things, for her journalisming. And she notices a bullet inside of her journal chain. It's a really fucked up looking, like spirally bullet, chat. She's like, the hell is this? And then she goes and takes this bullet to Jenna Malone, chat. This is one of the scenes, I believe, that was not in the theatrical cut. This was in the, it's just plot. It's just ass mode. You're right. It's just plot. That's all this is. There's no development of any of the characters. It's just plot, 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 exposition, plot, plot, plot. And so she goes, and there's more plot, chat, more subplots. She goes to Jenna Malone, who's funny. People were saying, oh, that's Barbara Gordon. It was rumored that she was going to be Batgirl in the movie. No. She's just some random CSI person. We never see her again. You're right. Jenna Malone wasn't in the theatrical at all. She was not. So this people saying, oh, she's going to be Batgirl. She's not. She is just a CSI person who knows metallurgy. And we also get the drop. So this movie this is a rated R film. It's rated R for language and blood. Now there are two. Now the thing is, chat, they could have had all the blood in there, but the reason why it got an R rating is because they say fuck twice. We hear it. This is the first time, actually. This Jenna Malone says, look at this little fucking thing. She says, look at this little weird fucking thing. And she says, yeah, no, who fucking made this must have been like super wealthy and weird. And so that's obviously Lex Luthor, but she's going to continue her fucking investigation and all this shit, chat. So we know Lex Luthor, that was his guy. KG Beast works for him. Lex Luthor has these weird spirally bullets that are really good at killing people. And she's like, cool. Lois Lane goes to Secretary Swanwick, who is the Martian Manhunter, and she goes, here, this is bad, okay? We believe that this was made by Lex Luthor or something. He goes, okay. And he takes it and he's like, I'll investigate this myself and I'll come back to you, Miss Lane, and we'll see what's really going on here. And fucking Lex Luthor gets winged to this and he's like, I gotta take out Lois Lane. She must be eliminated. No one can find out about my spirally boats. And he's like, okay, cool. That's cool. And that's her story in the movie, chat. She's investigating the bullet. That's her big thing. Jenna Malone later tells her that, oh yeah, the alloys were made by Lex Luthor's company. It's his bullet. It's like, okay, things we already knew. Eventually, chat, Clark, he still doesn't have the fucking story that Perry White wants. And he's like, well, you don't have my fucking, sports game story, so I'm going to send you to Lex Luthor's party. Apparently, Lex Luthor's having a party in Metropolis, chat, and all the big fucking people, all the jabronis, chat, anyone who's the who's who of jabronis, chat, a who's who of jabronis is going to the party. It's like, great. Meanwhile, Batman, he had a very hard night of punching poor people, chat. He also is investigating KG Beast the night before, so he goes to a fucking like a private MMA fight, I guess. Like it's like I don't know, it's weird, but like a broad people like do illegal betting on these like clearly off the books MMA fights, and Bruce Wayne, actually this one guy's getting his ass kicked. And this guy kind of falls on top of Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne just goes, he whispers something to him, and the guy just fucking kicks the other guy's ass. So apparently he taught him how to go for the fucking face. I could have told him that, chat. I could have told him, hey, punch that guy in the face. And he does it. And he's like, thanks, Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's like, yeah. It's like, okay. Okay, yeah, it's Fight Club. He really goes to Fight Club. First rule of Fight Club, we don't talk about Fight Club. And clearly people have been talking. And so then KGB's bet on the other guys, like, hey, fuck you, you're terrible fighter. And he goes and gets some vodka, chat, because he is Russian. And what do Russians drink, chat? Vodka. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he's downing vodka and shit. And Bruce Wayne, he hacks his fucking phone using some bat tool, some bat gadget. And eventually goes back the next day, or it's that, it's the next day. He says, Alfred, I'm hacking him. And somehow it's connected to something called, his phone is getting information from this thing called the White Portuguese. I don't know if this is a man or a thing, but I must learn about this, whatever this thing is that Lex Luthor is going to be shipping and moving around soon. I got to get my hands on it. And, Alfred's like, okay, how you gonna do that? It's like, well, breaking a LexCorp might be difficult. Breaking into Lex's private mansion might be difficult. But he's like, well, but it won't be difficult. It might be difficult for Batman, but it won't be difficult for Bruce Wayne because Bruce Wayne got an invitation to go to Lex Luthor's party. Yay! And so then we cut to the party, chat. And we see Clark Kent. He's like there. He's like all awkward and stiff and shit because he's like, I never been to one of these before. He's very nervous. And he's talking to the valet. He's like, oh, you're like a regular small town guy like me. Actually, it's barely that. I wish it was that. I wish there was a scene of him like, I'm kind of just awkward here. But he literally just stands around. He's just standing there looking. And then Bruce Wayne, very good-looking car, gets in this, goes from his little mansion and goes to Lex's party. And he parks the car, gives the valet. I love this. It's like no one knows who Bruce Wayne is. No one knows because fucking Clark Kent asked the valet, hey, man, who's that guy? And he goes, that's billionaire industrialist Bruce Wayne, one of the wealthiest, if not the wealthiest person on the planet. It's like, why does Clark not know who Batman is and not know who Bruce Wayne is? It's like Vicky Vale from the 1989 Batman. She doesn't know who Bruce Wayne is, doesn't know what he looks like. He's just the wealthiest guy on the planet. Okay, no one knows. It's stupid. You're a journalist, Clark. You should know these things. You are covering this event for the Daily Planet, and you don't know who this is. So Bruce goes inside along with Clark Kent, and Bruce is doing some, he's doing some, reconnaissance shit. He's like, he's got Alfred in his ear, and fucking Clark can hear it too, which I think is kind of, he's like, what the fuck? There's someone talking to Bruce Wayne, and he's like, oh, this guy's obviously Batman. They do not do a good job of showing the moment that Clark Kent figures out that Bruce Wayne is Batman. I guess it's this moment here, like, because later in the movie he says, Bruce, I need your help, and I don't know if there's a scene in the movie where he knows that's who that is. He just doesn't. And so you can only assume, like, he doesn't see him without his mask. I guess you can assume he looked through the mask. That would have been great if they did that, like, when he confronts Batman later on in the film. We're about to get to it. When he hits him with the car, and she's like, oh, and then he tears the car open, he looks under the mask, he's like, Bruce Wayne? That would have been cool. But he doesn't do that. So I have no idea how he figures out Bruce Wayne and Batman are the same person. But so I assume it's here because he hears Alfred talking to Bruce, but he doesn't say Batman. It doesn't matter. So he hears this, like, what the fuck's going on? And Bruce Wayne, he's also Bruce Wayne, that's where we see Diana Prince. This is the first time we see Diana Prince in the movie. She just Wonder Woman does not need to be in this film. It's like, this is a necessary character. Like, I know she's in the big ending scene and theme song, all that shit, Junkie XL, but she serves the only purpose she serves in the movie, chat, is to promote other upcoming films. That is it. Her own movie, Aquaman's movie, I guess. Well, Cyborg, but, never came to be. Flash, which who knows if that's actually happening. I have no idea. And that's it, really. That's the only purpose she serves there. And because she doesn't get anything to do. She has before her action scene, she gets one other scene before she joins the final battle. And she's there because, fucking Lex Luthor has been watching her and knows she's a metahuman or whatever. And so she's watching Bruce go down. And this is actually a good scene. Like, Bruce goes into his central hub area. And also, Mercy's in the movie, chat. Like, Lex Luthor's assistant, Mercy, who's cool in the comics. We see her. She's kind of like his driver in the animated series. I always really like what they do with her. She, is also his bodyguard. Really fun stuff. He fucking disposed of her in the movie. She's just there to be eye candy, pretty much. And he's like fiddle. He puts his little USB drive in there. He's downloading all the data, pretty much. And then she fucking goes in and is like, "Excuse me, Mr. Wayne." He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was just, I was looking for the bathroom, and I just walked in here. It was very pretty. I just, that was two drinks too many." And he does a really good job playing a drunk, chat. Like, it's not too over the top. It's very subtle. Like, again, this is one of those small scenes where it's like, man, he's doing a really good job playing Bruce Wayne. Sandy, hello, Sandy. It's been a hot minute, Sandy. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing great. Currently in the middle of my review for Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition, Super Duper Snyder Cut. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so she's like, well, I can take you to the bathroom. And she's like, yeah, sounds great. And he walks out, chat. Eventually, they go upstairs. And also, fucking, he leaves the middle of Lex Luthor's, speech, which it's not a speech. It's just rambling. And Lex Luthor is just going on about, it's like, humanity, we were given great power from the gods themselves, and we were given it from Prometheus, and just, but Zeus also got the Thunderbolt. And Diana's just like, this guy's just making shit up on the spot. And he's just going off, Chad. And Bruce Wayne comes back, and he's still fucking rambling. And people are just staring at Lex like, this guy's fucking evil. Like, when you have a guy who's just just word vomit exposition or just word vomiting, you know, like higher than all, you know, like humanity type of thing. Like, humanity needs power, and in order to get power, we must destroy. But in order to destroy, we must create. Like, all that shit. It's like, I'm telling you, I'm the bad guy. It's like, take it down a notch, Lex. Jesus. And Clark is just like, I want to write a story about Batman. That's all he wants. He doesn't care about Lex Luthor. But he finishes like, anyway. And Lex like, enjoy the party. Enjoy. And then he goes, and then we see Henry Cavill, you know, about to introduce himself to Bruce Wayne, and they confirm. He says, "Excuse me, Mr. Wayne," and he goes, "Hey, how you doing? Who do you work for? The Daily Planet? Do I own that one?" Like, he's great in this scene. It's very good. He's like, "I just want to get your opinion on the Bat vigilante problem in Gotham," and then Bruce kind of sobers up a little bit, and he's like, "Well, you know, it's funny how you pose that question to me, especially when I've seen so many puff pieces coming from the Daily Planet about your own costume crime fighter over there." And he's like, "Excuse me, Mr. Wayne, not all people share your opinion on Superman." And he's like, maybe it's just the Gotham City in me. You know, don't like people dressed up as clowns. And I like that little Joker reference in there, chap. And it was like, woo! And Lex Luthor interrupts it. He goes, Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne, a meeting of the minds, a meeting of such strong, robust individuals. And he just starts like, "Oh, shake, hi, how you doing?" They're like, "Hi, Lex, how you doing?" And he fucking shakes Bruce Wayne's hand, and Lex Luthor shakes Superman's hand. He goes, "Ooh, quite a grip on there, quite a grip." He's like, "Ha ha!" And like hits him a little bit, like, "Wow, look at that." And it's like, I would not want the two of you to fight each other. And it's like, you kidding me? just put it out there. It's like, I wouldn't want to see a fight between you. But he already knows that he knows that Clark Kent is Superman, and he knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. So he's just being over the top for the sake of being over the top. And he's like, "Well, enjoy the party, and bye. And he fucking he goes away, chat. Then at this point, Bruce Wayne, he goes back downstairs because he wants to retrieve the USB drive, but the USB drive is gone, and he sees Diana Prince leaving. He goes, "Fuck!" And he goes after her, chat. And Clark Kent is also following Batman. It's just these three heroes just following each other. And Bruce sees Diana get in a car, and she goes like, She speeds away. He's like, "Fuck!" And then Clark's like, "What the hell's going on here?" At this point, you know, Bruce is like, "All right, this is I need to get this goddamn data back." But then, Chad, we have a scene with Holly Hunter and Lex Luthor. This is after the party, and Lex Luthor is asking her to reconsider the whole, you know, the turn for Superman, and she's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And you know, he goes on this fucking monologue and a half about how, you know, and like talking about like his father and how his father beat him. It's just rambling. That's all it is. But he says, you know, I learned that that demons do not come from the earth itself. They not come from down below. No, my dear. The red capes are coming. No. The demons themselves, they come from the sky, and they focus on this painting, chat, of these angels and these demons. Jesus allegory. Get it? And so then, you know, Bruce Wayne's like, well, I got to get my fucking drive back. I got to find out what the hell this white Portuguese is, right? And so then he goes to this museum that he knows where Diana Prince is going to, right? And Diana Prince, she's meeting with this exhibitionist at this museum, apparently the sword of Alexander the Great. It's just the other for Joker. I mean, he would have made a better Joker, honestly. He would have. It's just not for Lex Luthor. It's like, I'm never going to get that business savvy, that fucking Wall Street corporate shark, you know, guy who is 10 steps ahead of everyone else. Live action Lex Luthor. I'm never going to get that. I just think that's not going to happen. I have no idea why. Bilbo Baggins, only 3 feet tall. Welcome, Bilbo. Hope you're doing very well today. So, you know, she looks at the sword, and then fucking Bruce Wayne's like, "Sup, I'm Batman." She goes, "I know." I know. And he's like, you know, this sword's not actually, you know, Alexander the Great. So she's like, "Yeah, I know. I met the guys hanging over the bed of this one sultan." And he's like, "Listen, I would like my drive back." She's like, "Don't worry about it. Put in your car before I got here. I'm going to go. I'm going to see you at the end of the movie." And she just leaves. That's it. That's where she gets the scene in the club, the scene in Lex Luthor's house where she has no dialogue, this scene right here, and then at the there is also, she does look at the USB drive, and we see the symbols of all the other heroes. She doesn't. Does she click on any of them yet? Not yet. No, we do. She clicks on like a couple of them. Thank you. Alex Bernal, YouTube editor extraordinaire. Thank you for the host. Welcome to stream. She clicks on some of the YouTube videos, and we see like the Flash. She clicks on the Flash one. She also, in which again, it's like what a lazy, dumb way to expand your universe, chat. Just clicking on YouTube videos or you know, MP4 files. That's really what it is. And she goes, Lex Luthor apparently, chat. He has his graphic designer. He gave all the heroes their symbol. And she clicks on one with the Flash, and the Flash is, you know, he's getting milk at a convenience store, and then the guy's like, give me all your money. And it's Ezra Miller, and he goes really fast, and he stops him, and it's like, metahuman. And then we go to the Cyborg one, and we see Miles Dyson, chat, from Terminator 2. He's using a mother box, and he creates Cyborg. He's like, Ray Fisher. And then we see my man, woo, Jason Momoa, Aquaman, and he's inside a sunken sub or a pirate ship, maybe. I forget what it was. He's like, ooh, and he sees like a little underwater drone. He's like, ooh, and he stabs it. He's like, yeah, my man, and he blasts off. Thank you, Bill. Back into 50 bitties. It's a pirate ship. Fair enough. I forgot if it was what. It was an underwater. It was a water vessel of some kind. There you go. It's so. I am Ocean Master. That would have been great. Because the thing with my is also you can clearly tell Mo is holding his breath in that shot. He's like, yeah. Whale sounds. Hello, Clark. By the way, so Zack Snyder, he's cheeky. He said when Batman v Superman, or maybe when Justice League was coming out, when he was working on the film, remember those whales from Man of Steel, chat? He said, oh yeah, Aquaman saved Superman. Aquaman had those whales save Superman. Apparently, chat, those whales do appear in Aquaman. So it's like, it was all connected from the beginning. Bull fucking shit, retconning. No, don't do that. Don't do this. It's like, sorry, yeah, it's like, sure, gotta save those fucking whales, chat. So, where are we? Oh yeah, she did. That's all the scenes, and then she's like, "Here, take the USB. I'm gonna be at the end of the movie. That's hour and 45 minutes from now. Bye bye." And so then Bruce, he's like, "Great, I have it," and he goes back to his house. He goes to the Batcave, chat. Apparently, chat, it's gonna take a long time to decrypt this, very long time to decrypt. He puts it in there. And he's like, I'm going to go to sleep. And he goes to sleep, chat. And then we get the Nightmare Batman story. Nightmare with a K, chat. And it's where, basically, it's like, what if Darkseid took over? And, you know, he's walking out of this fucking bunker, chat. It's always funny they have Batman, like, he's wearing the full bat suit, but he has a coat on, too, which is like, why? But he walks out, and we see the giant Omega symbol's been branded into the earth. And apparently, he has this secret compound. He's waiting for something that's being delivered to him, and it's like in this giant school bus. And it gets there. It gets there. All those people are like, ugh, you know, standing guard and shit like that. Like, very Mad Max-esque. And the guy who's in this random guy's like, okay, we got it, sir. He's like, okay, show me. And he goes inside of the chat, and he goes like, oh, we assume it's kryptonite, because they open it up and we see the green light. He's like, oh shit, it's kryptonite. That's what he's going to use to fight Superman. I was like, oh, it was like he already knew even before he even got the kryptonite, which is weird. And so he walks over there, chat, but it's just, he was bamboozled, because it's just two big green light bulbs. He's like, I've been bamboozled. Ah! And he takes out a gun and shoots everybody. He starts, and this is like, again, this is just, people want, Batman should use a gun. I want Batman to shoot people in the face and the penis. And that's all he does in this scene, chat. He takes out a gun, takes out a shotgun, starts blowing people away. Hornswoggled, some might say. He's just going at it, chat. And I will say this. This is one of the few times when Zack Snyder is not doing slow motion. The choreography feels more like something from Man of Steel, where it's not slow-mo. He actually has the camera all the way back, and we see the action. This is well choreographed. It's just like, I don't know, Batman using a gun. It's an Elseworlds Batman, so whatever. But he goes outside. He's trying to protect his people, but they're all being shot by these Nazi Supermen, because they're all wearing, like, they're straight-up Nazi stormtroopers with Superman's symbol on their shoulders. And he's taking them all out. He's shooting them. Grabs one guy, fucking snaps his neck, and he puts the shotgun over his shoulder. Kills all these guys, trying to help his own people out. We see these parademons from Apocalypse coming in, chat. And they start tearing people apart, all that shit. And eventually, Batman's just overwhelmed because he's just one guy. He's only human after all, chat. And then eventually, he's taken to an underground. He's knocked out. He's taken an underground bunker. He's hanging up like this. Like, oh, no. And then we see down this long hallway, you have all these Superman stormtroopers, and they all fucking kneel, chat. They all kneel, and Superman goes, boom. Superman comes down. He's walking. He's very mad. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get you, Batman. And he goes up there, chat. And he's looking around, and he fucking just heat visions. He laser beams all the guys next to Bruce. He's like, yeah. Bruce is like, oh shit. And he goes up to Bruce, and he takes off the cape and cowl, chat. Takes off the mask, and he's like, you took her from me, and now I have nothing left. I'm gonna punch you in your tummy, and he punches him right in the tum-tum. Check goes right in there. He's like, oh, my tummy, and that's it. And then it cuts, and then Bruce Wayne wakes up, and then we see Barry Allen going, Bruce, Lois Lane is the key, and he's like, what the fuck is happening? Is this part of the vision, my dream? Lois Lane is the key. You were right about him. You were right about him the whole time. When I first saw this in the theater, I had no idea this was the Flash. I didn't know who this fucking was. And it wasn't until like a few days ago, oh, that was the Flash. I had no idea. This is when the critic screen came out. I saw this in the critic screen shows before there was press and like, oh yeah, that's Ezra Miller as the Flash. I didn't know who it was because he's wearing this weird suit where he has like this giant fucking helmet. Looks like a dinosaur head closing on him. I was like, what is this? I didn't know what he was. And he's like, Lois Lane is the key. You were right about him. I've come back. No, I can't. I went back too far. He's like, oh, I gotta go. Bye. And then Bruce Wayne wakes up again. And so at this point, I'm like, okay. So we saw, I guess we saw, was it a nightmare? Or was the Flash, it doesn't make any sense. Was the Flash projecting this is what the future was going to look like into his head? And then when Bruce waked up, he confronted him? Like, it's just, it's too much. It's like, there's no, you don't know what's going on. You simply just don't know what's going on, chat. They don't do a good job of establishing what this thing was. Like, that was a nightmare? Was the thing that happened, like the nightmare Mad Max scenario, was that real? Or was that a vision Flash put in? Was the thing that Flash actually coming back? Was that actually real? Maybe it's answered in Justice League because that's abandoned in the theatrical cut. I know that they don't touch on that. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's in the Zack Snyder film. I don't fucking know. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. But thankfully, the data is all downloaded, chat. And Bruce Wayne figures out, oh, the white Portuguese, that's not a person. That's just not some white Portuguese man or gal or whoever. It's a fucking boat. And that's where they're going to be delivering the kryptonite for the R&D purposes, for Lex Luthor to do something with the kryptonite. And so he's like, I'm going to go kill a bunch of people. And so then, chat, we cut to the docks, and people are unloading the kryptonite, and they're putting in this big fucking truck and shit, and they're going to be taking it down to Lex Luthor's headquarters. But fucking Batman's there. He's like, I'm going to kill a motherfucker to get that kryptonite. And so we see these guys like a full arsenal, chat. They all sit in these cars, and they're parking or waiting as the getting it loaded on there. And then fucking good old Batman, he turns on that fucking Batmobile and goes, Row! And he goes right out of this fucking building, chat, right out of this garage. This guy goes, holy shit! He's like, move! And the car gets going, chat, and Batman misses him, but he hits the other car, and he fucking rams into it. It just boom hits it. And it flips over. And this is before, chat, like, all the action scenes we've seen so far, it's like, does this Batman kill? Like, we saw in The Nightmare, but that's like, that's like a really aggressive, like, I'm fucking done fucking around Batman. Like, I'm going to kill people. But, like, this Batman's not going to murder anybody, right? But I'm thinking, okay, well, he knocked those, because those guys might be okay. They might be, they're not dead, internal injuries. Batman's like, listen, I will fuck you up. I will make you a paraplegic, but I'm not going to kill you. All right, it's my one rule. I'll paralyze you from the neck down, and you'll have to drink from a fucking straw for the rest of your life, but I'm not going to kill you. And then he starts chasing after these guys, but then he launches a grappling hook out the back of the Batmobile and attaches the car he just hit and uses it as a fucking flail, chat. As a goddamn, it's just like, and I'm like, oh, those guys are fucking dead. Just using them to go boom, 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 back and forth, back and forth. Meanwhile, these guys are shooting out the back of the car, chat, and Batman's like, all right, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And he manages to he activates his fucking, guns on his Batmobile, shoots the shit out of that car, disables it. It's like, oh, he's disabled. Oh, no, they crash. They actually crash. He doesn't shoot them. They end up crashing. They hit there. But then he fucking flings the car. It's attached to the cable behind him. And that lands on top of them. And it's like, okay, maybe they're okay. Maybe everyone was just buckled in. But at this point, it's like, And then he's getting closer to the convoy, Chad. And this one guy, he takes off like this, these other These other guys searching out this car. One of the other bigger SUVs has a Gatling gun on it. It starts firing him, and he just starts fucking mowing these people down. He kills them, chat. He destroys the one car. They blow up. He activates these rockets. Boom, explosion. Takes the one on the left. Boom, explosion. Just eradicate one. This guy he explodes in a hell of fire and bullet fire, chat. Dead, they die. And, he's trying to get closer. He's going to, getting closer to the main convoy, chat. We see KG Beast is firing rockets at him, but he's missing the whole time. And Batman, he swerves out of the way. He's like, yeah, we lost the Bat. We lost him. And then we get this one fucking egregious shot. And somehow Batman got on top of this rooftop. And he's coming down at the convoy, and he just hits this one poor schmuck right in the fucking head, chat. Just boom, right in the Batmobile, just takes out half his body, like top of his body's just gone, chat. KG Beast is like, oh, just holding on for fucking dear life, chat, as they're going down to the compound. Batman's still chasing after them, of course, but oh no, chat, who's in the middle of the convoy and Batman? Superman, chat. And I was like, oh, here's going to be the first big fight. Because you learn later on, there's only one fight between Batman and Superman in the movie. I guess maybe you want to count this. I wouldn't. But Batman's like, holy fucking shit. And he hits the Batmobile hits Superman, and he just bounces right off of him. And the Batmobile crashes, and Superman just fucking walks over, and he's if I was Batman, like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, I'd be terrified at this point. I'd be shitting my pants, I'd be shitting my bat shorts, chat. And he just puts his hand through the canopy of the Batmobile, rips it off, chat, and we hear that bah, 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 that Batman theme, which is just whomps. There's a lot of whaps and whomps, chat. And fucking Batman stands up, and Superman is like, next time you see that signal in the sky, don't answer it. The Bat is dead. And it's like, okay. And Batman goes, I just have one question for you. And Superman turns his head, and, he's like, do you bleed? And Superman goes, no. And he fucking blasts off. And Batman goes, you will. It's like, shit, it's about to go down, Chad. It's getting real serious now. Getting real fucking serious. Eventually, we cut to prison. We cut to this one of the scenes that was cut out of the movie, chat. And we see Scoot McNairy. He's being released from jail. Someone posted his bail, chat. Who did it? Wasn't his wife. Wife doesn't respect him anymore because he doesn't have any legs, chat. Apparently, that's why she divorced him. So that's sad. But he gets out of jail. It's like, yay, okay, he gets going. But then, chat, we see that this is Metropolis jail or whatever. He was transferred from, oh, no, this is Blackgate. I guess Blackgate's in Metropolis. And this guy's fucking freaking out because he has the brand, chat. And if they put him in general, it's the guy that Batman beat the fuck out of, who was the slaver. He was the sex slave guy. And he's freaking out because they put him in general population of the Bat brand, he'll just be killed. And he's like, oh, I'm so scared. The guard's like, we don't give a fuck about you. You fucking are selling women into sex slavery. Fuck you. But then we cut. And we see one of these other prisoners there is meeting with one of Lex Luthor's boys. And Lex Luthor, you discover, chat, has been paying prisoners to kill people with the Bat brand, chat. And that is, and he's doing this to instigate Superman because Superman hates Batman because he brands people, chat. That's what it's all connected, baby. And this is one of the scenes that was not in the movie. This not in the theatrical version. It's in the Ultimate. But again, it's not character building. It's just more exposition. It's more plot. At the end of the day, it's just a stupid plot point to begin with. Branding, who fucking cares? But they put this, they just like, make sure to stab him in the tummy. And he's like, I will. And so we see this guy, they put him out into the, the outside courtyard. He's walking around and everything. He's kind of being by himself. And we see this one guy, chat, who got paid by Lex Luthor and his goons. And he comes over with a fucking shiv, chat. And he's fronting on this guy. The guy's like, what? What's up, man? And he goes, he fucking hits him. He hits him, chat, punch him in the face. And he throws him against the wall and goes, stabby, 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 stab. Right in the tum-tum, chat, until all of his tum-tum insides fall out. And he dies. It's like, oh, that's it. So that's not good. That's not good, chat. Also, Superman, he wants to investigate the death of the guy that got stabbed in the tummy. I guess his name is, Alonzo? I forget what his name is. But he runs across his wife and son at a police station, chat, because he wanted to interview him, but he died the day he was going to be interviewed, chat. The day he was transferred to Blackgate, and he was killed. This is one of the other scenes that was taken out of the film. And Superman talks to this woman, and her baby's crying, chat, and he goes, listen, he was no husband of mine, but he was the father of my son. He was a bad person, but the Bat, he answers to no one. He answers to no one. He's terrible for Gotham City. And Superman's like, oh, I hate him even more now. It's like, okay. All right. And at that point, It's like, it's just setting up the fucking bigger conflict, chat, bigger conflict. Because then Scoot McNairy, he's going back home to his little fucking hovel, chat. But he sees someone's been inside. He sees Mercy out there. She goes, my boss waiting for you. He goes, who? He's like, don't worry, you'll know. And then he goes inside, chat, his wheelchair, and he just sees fucking Lex Luthor, like, moving around in his, like, little motorized wheelchair. It's going, and he's like, who? And this is where we get the second fuck in the movie, chat. And that's why if you have 2 fucks to give, you get an R rating. And because, you know, Scoot McNairy's like, who the fuck are you? And he goes, I'm a concerned citizen. And I've provided you with a new mode of transportation. And he's like, cool. And it's like, listen, if there was a giggling fucking maniac who was like Max Landis, without the rape, who offered me a free thing, I'd be like, I don't want this free thing. There's something wrong with that free fucking thing. But he capitalizes on Scoot McNairy's hatred of Superman. And he's like, I will give you this free chair and maybe lots of money. Witness! Witness me! Thank you so much, Gladiator Jones, for the raid. Everybody on the dance floor, rain. Thank you so much. Gladiator raid indeed. Ex-criminal, welcome. I'm currently doing a review for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition. Not a big fan of this movie, but this is the first time I'm actually watching the Ultimate Edition. I believe I'm currently halfway. Actually, I'm pretty close now. I'm like halfway through the film at this point, more so. So not a lot left, but thank you. Now welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well. Thank you again for the raid, my kind friend. Chat, please do check out Gladiator Jones. Give Gladiator Jones some support. It would mean a lot to me. It would mean a lot to me, chat. So, where are we, chat? Oh, yeah. So, Lex Luthor said, hey, I want you to testify at Holly Hunter's little investigation of Superman. They're going to put Superman on trial, chat, because he's bad. And it's like, cool. And then Superman, he's like kind of confused, and he's like, maybe I should go to speak at the trial as well, because they see they're having the big trial that day. Scoot McNairy, he arrives. Batman's also watching the trial too. Bruce Wayne's watching the trial at Wayne Enterprises or something, and he sees Scoot McNairy. And he's like, I know good old Scoot. They're like, what's he's wrong? Because Scoot McNairy's like, I've been abandoned by society. My life left me because my legs don't work. My employer, they severed my severance. It's like, wow, you severed her severance. It's like they severed your legs. Ha ha, puns. And Bruce Wayne's like, wait a minute. That's not right. We've been sending him checks every single month since his accident. And he's like Bob or whoever. Get me Bob the Goon. Bob the Goon, everybody. Bob the Goon's back. He makes a cameo in the movie. He's like, Bob the Goon, bring me the paperwork for him. And he's like, he's very confused by it. And he's like, we don't have any paperwork for him, sir. He's like, what? And at the same exact fucking time, chat, he gets this fucking envelope. And in this envelope is all these checks that were sent to Scoot McNairy, but it all has this writing on it. And it's like, you can't save anyone. You failed your family. You let your family die, just like your parents. Did you know Bruce Wayne's parents are dead? They reminded you here again, chat. And he's like, what is this? And Bob the Goon's like, I will look into it, sir. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And he looks into it. Bruce is like, what the fuck is going on? So at this point, if I am the world's greatest detective, I would realize someone has been manipulating me and other people clearly to get me mad at Superman. Like, you would figure this out, but that never once crosses the world's greatest detective's mind. And it's like, come, it's just lazy writing. And he's like, this is weird. And Superman, he's watching the footage. He's watching Scoot McNairy be mean to him. He's like, I'm going to fucking show up there myself. And so then we see Superman has appeared up before the Capitol building, and we have this giant crowd. Lois Lane is there. And they're like, we love Superman. We hate Superman. And they all have him in one pen, which I'm like is bullshit. These people would tear each other apart. But he lands down, and people are like, oh, shit. And actually, I do love the imagery here of Superman, like, walking down the Capitol hallways. I think that's just cool visually. I dig that. Ace Rock, good to see you. Oh, y'all thought you were going to get you. I mean, of course not, Ace Rock. Cheers and salute to you, my friend. Happy to have you here. You know, I'm not as juicy without you. I'm not as moist without you, my friend. And so we see fucking Superman. He's walking down the hallway, Chad, and he opens up the Capitol, doors and shit. And he's in the fucking hearing. And, fucking, oh, Jesus, Holly Hunter's like, holy shit. And Scoot McNairy's like, this fucking guy took my legs. And then you know, Superman, he goes up there, he's standing trial, and Holly Hunter's like, oh, wow, well, thanks for being here, Superman, I guess, but, you know, we're here for a very good reason, that, you know, people can't go unaccounted for because of their previous actions. And then we get the most overlong, unnecessary, also Lex Luthor was there, it's like, ha, I just came to see the trial, see what's going to happen today, and she goes, great, well, you can stand in the goddamn back, and he's like, all right, we'll do just that, stand very far away indeed, and he's like, okay. And then we see Chet, because something's distracted her, and because she's stammering and stumbling over her words. It's like, we are here to, and we see that on her right, Chet, is a open jar of urine. And I'm sorry, but if there was an open jar of urine right next to you, you would smell. I'd be like, what is this? What is this? And I don't know. I guess it's based on their conversation where if you're going to sell me bullshit, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it Granny's peach tea. I know that it's piss. And I guess it's like, here's my piss. So Lex Luthor peed in a jar and put it right there. And she's like stammering over her words. And I guess she's like, oh, I'm about to die. That's what's about to happen. She's like, looks at Superman like, help, Superman, help. That's what she should have said. And Superman's like, what's wrong? And then Scoot McNairy goes, boom, he fucking explodes. And it takes out everybody in the Capitol. Chow, boom. And there is a lot of explosives packed in there. Also, fucked up, Mercy was there too, Chad. Mercy, who has been nothing but loyal to Lex Luthor throughout this entire movie. And she's just wasted, just kills her for some reason. And I'm like, why? And I was like, why'd you do that? I don't know. He's insane. I get it. But it's like, she's been loyal to you. I don't know. And Superman, everyone's like, oh, everyone's panicking. And you have the reporters going, something seems to have happened inside the Capitol. And Superman's just standing there going, oh, geez. It's like, I don't know what the direction he was given for this scene, but he's just like, oh, isn't this about a bitch? It's like, can you, I'd be like, oh, I would emote, care, but no. He's just like, oh, well, this is inconvenient. And then we cut, and Superman is carrying people outside the Capitol building. Just stupid. Thank you, Chris Harris, for the 5 biddies. Appreciate that, my good friend. Appreciate that. But he starts carrying all the people outside of the building, chat, and putting them down. And people are like, I got it from here, Superman, thanks. And he sees Lois, and Lois is like, shit. And Superman's like, I'm sad. And he blasts off. Also, there's another scene in the movie, too. I don't know if it happens here or it happens at some point. He goes and talks to his mom, whose name, chat, did you know? His mother's name is Martha? It's true. He goes and talks to Diane Lane, who's now working at a coffee shop now, Chad, or I guess a bar and grill. And she basically says, you know what, fuck him. Yeah, listen, Clark, you came to us and we loved you and shit, and maybe you were destined for something, but you know what? Fuck them people. Who cares? Be their god, be their hero, or be none of it. Fuck them. And I'm like, yeah, that's the go-to motto apparently of the Kents, chat, and at least in this iteration, because that's the same thing that his father said. It's like, yeah, he's like, should I let those kids die in the bus? Maybe, I don't know. It's like, wow. Like, I've always said this, chat, one of the biggest, most important pieces of Superman's upbringing and his sense of morality is because of his parents, his adopted parents, like Jonathan and Martha Kent. The only reason why Superman is as good as he is because of those two people. And when you take them out of the equation, or no, not take them out, but you remove their whole message to their son, like, be a good person. Use your abilities for good. Like, that's a huge thing. And when you remove that, then you get what we have here, which is this libertarian Ayn Rand Superman who's always sad and mopey. And it's like, that's a huge flaw in the character. It's like, okay. Also, we get a cameo scene with, Jesus Christ, Kevin Costner, who plays Jonathan Kent, and Superman goes on a mountaintop in Mexico somewhere. I don't know. He goes to some mountaintop, and Jonathan Kent, basically he does this whole speech. He's like, when I was a boy, our farm was about to be flooded, but we managed to stack all these things, like all these sandbags, and prevent the river from flooding our farm. And I saved the farm, and my mom baked me a cake because I was a hero. They called me a hero because I worked so hard. But because we put all those sandbags and we blocked the rushing water, it went upstream somehow, and it flooded the Lane farm and destroyed it. And I could hear those horses wailing as they were drowning while I was eating my hero cake. And his message to Clark is, no matter what you do, you're going to get fucked. bye, and he leaves. And it's like, was that supposed to help me? Was that supposed to help me in this situation, Dad? Ghost Dad? We don't know. It's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, Chad. That's the message. Like, great, thanks. And so then Bruce Wayne sees all this shit. You know, the Capitol. He's like, fucking Superman did it. Because then people in the news, I guess it's the people just, you know, they're like, we were, you know, because they go to Scoot McNairy's apartment and they find all these bomb-making tools. And we were led to believe, for whatever reason, in the news report, they say, we're led to believe that Superman is a co-conspirator in the Capitol bombing. And I'm like, what has led you to believe this? But like, they just say that, and I don't know. Heroes and Nickelback sense. No. They say that a hero can save. That's what they need. Fucking Superman just need to listen to Nickelback on loop. Hero on loop. But I don't know where they got the information that Superman is I watched this today, that Superman is a co-conspirator in the Capitol attack based on what evidence? Hearsay, Chad, hearsay. But that's enough for Batman, because he says, fuck it. I'm going to break in the Lex Corp headquarters, and I'm going to steal me some kryptonite. Now, I think this is disappointing, because we don't actually see him break in. We actually see like a little bit on some camera footage, which is cool, which is sad, because what they show in that camera footage looks awesome. Woo! Anonymous cheer. They go to the fire. Lex Luthor, it's fake news. It's fake news, everybody. Don't believe and don't trust them. Thank you, Anonymous cheer, for the 500 bitty donation. That was so kind of you. Cheers and salute to you, my friend. Very close to the next movie poll, chat. Thank you. Yeah, well, I prefer the boys' courtroom scene. Yeah, it makes sense with the show itself, too. Thank you, chap. Thank you, Anonymous cheer, wherever you are, you anonymous son of a bee. But, you know, he attacks Lex Corp headquarters, and Lex Luthor's like, your headquarters was attacked. And Lex Luthor, riding a crotch rocket motorcycle, goes over there, chat. He goes in, it's been fucking destroyed. His headquarters has been, Batman came in there and just kicked everybody's asses. He looks at some security footage. Pretty cool, because all these guys are panicking, and we see just Batman. It looks like Arkham City. It looks like the Arkham games, where Batman like goes down a guy, not in a sexual way, but he goes down from above and takes him back up. The guy goes, oh! It's really cool to see what he does. It's like, wow, I would have liked to have seen that action scene. That's the thing, chat. There are really, I realized when I was watching the movie again, there's not that many action scenes in the first 2/3. You have the scene in the chase. You have that chase scene in the Batmobile. You have that kind of short scene where Batman is like on the corner going, and you have the Superman scene where he goes down, he stops the drone, and he kills that one guy. That's really it. It's not until the last, 50 minutes of the movie, 45 minutes of the movie, where it's just Batman and Superman fight, and then Doomsday. That's it. But it's like, Jesus Christ, all of it's just plot and exposition at this point. And Lex Luthor, he goes to the room where they kept in the kryptonite, and the kryptonite's gone. He's like, oh, yes, the bat has entered my belfry, and he goes back to his cave, perhaps his belfry, and he shall fight the god shall fall, or maybe the bat will fall. And then we cut back, and we see Batman doing CrossFit. Good montage. Good fucking workout montage scene, chat. Not gonna lie. Batman looks swole. Ben Affleck looks amazing in this scene. He's got those fucking pecs. Got that six-pack, chat. He just looks like, gee, he got scarred body, that back of his. You can see the muscles. Like, he looks really good. And he's fucking working out and shit. And he's looking at the Batman costume. He's like, well, let's fucking go. I'm going to fucking beat the shit out of this motherfucker. He's getting really intense. He's getting really intense. We see him. He's, and this is, again, more Jesus allegory. He's taken the kryptonite, and he makes these kryptonite gas grenades, but then he also makes a spear, which to me is like, well, that's kind of, you know, medieval. Shouldn't you make like a gun? You don't have any problem using guns, Bruce. Why don't you just make the kryptonite into bullets and then shoot him? That makes sense, but no, chat. The reason why he made a spear, because if you're familiar with the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, when Jesus was on the cross, chat, you know, when he eventually did die, one of the Roman soldiers had a spear, and he pierced Jesus' side to see if he was indeed dead, and he was indeed dead. That's what it is, chat. The spear is reference to, again, chat, can you believe it? We have another Jesus allegory in this movie. Oh, so there you go. That's why they did it. I'm like, why are you making these gas grenades and not making kryptonite bullets? So it's getting very bad. So he's gonna fucking confront Superman very soon. He's also putting together his Dark Knight Returns Batman suit, which I don't think looks good in live action, personally. It looks very bulky and cumbersome. Doesn't look like you can really move in it very well, but it looks kind of like dumpy. It looks very dumpy. But to each their own. I know people that really do like it. Meanwhile, Diane Lane is kidnapped by Lex Luthor because everything's going into motion at this point. And I'm gonna use you. I got Martha. And then he also, Lois Lane figures out, based on Jenna Malone and Secretary Swanwick, that Lex Luthor is the person that did indeed make these bullets. And that's when she figures out, like, oh shit, okay, this is obviously Lex Luthor's behind all this. But oh no, Chad, when she's about to leave her hotel, she's like, because she was in Washington, D.C., that's right. She's leaving to go back to Metropolis, and KG Beast is there. And he fucking kidding. He's like, does this smell like chloroform to you, ace reporter, Lois Lane? And it's like, it does. And she fucking faints, and he throws her in the back of the pedophile van. They drive away. They bring her to Lex Luthor, chat, and oh god, Jesse Eisenberg just losing his fucking mind at this point. He's like, ah, yes, the dearly beloved of the God, Jesus Christ himself. Also, I forgot, Jesse Eisenberg has been he's been doing research inside the Kryptonian ship, and he's peeled off the fingerprints, the tips of the fingers of General Zod, and place them on his own. And he's been learning about the galaxy and the universe, all 100 known galaxies, I guess, or something. And he's learning all this information, and he's like setting his plan in motion at this point. Eventually, he brings in Zod's body. And he's like, well, I need to, in case the fucking Superman-Batman fight goes south for me, I got to create an abomination, baby. And so he brings in Michael Shannon. I will find him. And he's like, he will, actually. Funny enough. In a way, Zod does get his revenge. And he brings in his naked body, and he cuts his own hand, and he dribbles it on Zod's face. And he's like, activate the vagina chamber. And he puts him inside the vagina chamber where they make a giant egg sac for him, and then he's incubating. It's going to take a little while. He's like, that's fine. I must continue with my evil plan. And he leaves. And that's when he goes and confronts Lois Lane on top of LexCorp, headquarters, the tallest building in Metropolis, in both Metropolis and in Gotham. And he's just there to intimidate her because like the building's kind of swaying. He's like, yes, you notice the sway of the buildings. Yes. In order for this building to be so tall, built with light weight materials, knows that it kind of sways in the breeze. And she goes, you're insane. He's like, that's a 3-syllable word. What's his fucking line? It's a really good line, Chad. It's like, that is a good line in that he has. It's his one really good line. That's a 3-syllable word. I'm trying to remember, Chad. Yeah, because I really like that line. Lex Luthor. I'm going to say Lex Luthor. So I want to actually get that line right. You sure he's not Joker? He should be fucking Joker. No doubt about it. Oh, here we go. Here's the line, chat. So, Lois Lane, you're psychotic. Luthor. That is a 3-syllable word for any thought too big for little minds. That is an excellent line. I was like, that's cool. Again, this little, small microcosm, like little gem in a sea of shit. And so he says, he's like, I'm going to push you out the building. Ha! And he fucking pushes her off the building because he wants Superman to come there. Superman flies over Chad, grabs her, catches her. And he's like, who fucking pushed you? And he's like, Lex Luthor. He's like, oh, yeah, that weird guy. I'll talk to him. He's only been in one of those scenes of Lex Luthor, chat. And he flies up there, and Jesse Eisenberg, he's sitting there cross-legged. It's like, and he puts on a southern accent all of a sudden because I think he's mocking him. He's like, oh, yes, the prodigal son returns. Jesus Christ himself, Lord Almighty. And he's like, and he has like a little cooker timer, and he puts it right there. And he's like, what's going on? And he starts saying, hello, Superman, man of Krypton, Kal-El, son of Jor-El, son of Clark, son of Joseph and Martha, Clark Kent. And he's saying all these names. And he just starts mocking. He calls him like Cal Kent, calls him Cal Clark, Clark Cal. They're going back and forth, like all these names. Just fucking going off. And he's like, listen, I can bring you in like this or fucking broken. It's going to be your goddamn choice. He goes, no, 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 no. That's not how we're going to play our little game. Not at all. Not at all. Not in any capacity. Clark, son of Joe, son of Jor. And he says, no, 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 no. What you are going to do to me is you will fight the bat. And we see that Batman has activated the bat signal. He set up all of his traps in Gotham. And Superman's like, I'm not gonna fight Batman. And it's like, yes, you will, yes, you will. You'll do it for the woman you love. And he goes, she's safe on the ground. And he goes, no, 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 because we know that the woman and every boy, the woman that every boy loves at his deepest heart is his mother. And then he produces all these pictures, like, wow, all these Polaroids, and he starts like, it's Martha Kent all fucked up and like gagged and shit. And he goes, oh, Martha, 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 which is a good line. I like that line. That's one of the few good lines he has. And he starts throwing them at Clark. Clark's like, oh, my mom. And he's like, where is she? He's like, I don't know. I didn't let them tell me. Which again felt like a Joker line. It's a really good line, but it feels like something the Joker would say. I don't know. They wouldn't let them tell me. And he goes, but I will let you know. You could save the mother if you save good old Martha Kent. If you'll bring me the head of the bat. And then he does the whole thing, like, tonight is fight night. Day versus night. So, son of Krypton versus Bat of Gotham. Like, this feels like the Joker would say this, but he's like, all right, I'll go kill Batman. And then he flies down. Because he wants to talk to Lois, and Lois all panicky. She's going to the Daily Plan. People are like, oh. And she's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? He's like, he has my mother, and I have to go there and ask for his help, or I have to kill him. And she's like, don't fucking kill him. Don't do that. And he goes, you can't. And then he gets, I hate this line so much. And he looks at it, he flies up in the air a little bit, and he says, you can't be a hero forever. And he just flies away. It's like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Stop with this libertarian Ayn Rand bullshit. And then he flies over to Gotham. Also, Lex Luthor is picked up in the helicopter. He flies back to the vagina chamber in the Kryptonian ship. Superman then again, this from the trailers, Batman's in his big, clunky, derpy Batman suit, and his Dark Knight Returns, just straight from the comics. And I get people would probably be excited about that, but I don't think it translates well to live action, personally, for me. Superman's like, lightning, rain. And he's like, he lands on the ground. And he's like, listen, and this is the first time he says Bruce. He says, Bruce, I need your help. He has, and he's like, Batman's like, well, here I am and everything. But this is the first time he actually acknowledges that he knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne. And again, we don't know when he figures this out. There's no establishing scene in the movie. We just assume it must have been at the party. I don't know. But Bruce Wayne's like, I don't care, I'm not helping you. And he activates these sonic boom weapons, and it's like, it's like hitting. It's actually, Superman's like, oh, fuck, this is loud and shit. But he's over a manhole cover, and he splits his manhole cover in two, and he throws each piece and disables them. Batman's like, oh, fucking shit. And he moves back a little bit, and he activates these giant fucking turrets. And Superman's just like trying to help. He's like, listen, Batman, I need your help, okay? He has someone I love. And Batman's like, I don't fucking care. And he starts shooting him with, turrets, and he's like, fuck! And he just fucking laser beams them. And, Batman is like, oh, shit. And Batman, starts, like, oh, I'm gonna go over there. They're running at each other and shit. And he's like, I fucking hate you, Superman. He's like, well, I hate you too, Batman. And he fucking pushes him. He just fucking pushes him. Batman's like, ah! And Batman gets pushed. And then he's like, oh, Jesus Christ. And he gets up. And Superman's like, I'm fucking done. He just grabs him, Chad. He just grabs him, and he throws him through a fucking building, still throwing people through buildings, Chad, and takes him to the fucking roof and goes, rah! And Batman's like, oh, shit, I think I may have overestimated him. Oh, Jesus. And then this is weird, because at this point, he would be powerful enough to fight him in the suit. Because that's what Batman does in The Dark Knight Returns. He has the super suit so he can actually fight Superman. But then, I guess, the kryptonite thing. But Batman has these kryptonite grenades. I don't know if you don't lead with the kryptonite spear, but okay. But he has these kryptonite gas grenades, and he takes so long to load them, and Superman's just like, what you got there? What you loading in there, huh? What's that? He just lets him load the gun every 3 times. He's like, what are you gonna do? And fucking Batman's like, I'm gonna throw down this smoke grenade. My fingers are too big. Hold on. Superman's like, don't worry, I'll let you do it. He throws it down. Superman can easily see through it, but Then he goes through the smoke, and Batman's not there. He goes, where'd he go? And then Batman goes, sup, motherfucker? And he shoots him with a gas grenade, but he fucking catches us like, what is this? And he starts coughing and shit, and he falls down. He's like, yeah, I did find out. Now let's find out if you do fucking bleed, bitch. And he starts beating the shit out of Superman. So, no, actually, Superman's about to throw a punch, but Batman blocks. Superman goes, whoa! Batman's like, yeah. Boom! And he starts this wrecking shop of Superman chat. Throws him through the roof down to the next room, and he starts beating the shit out of him. But eventually, Superman, he starts to recover because the gas doesn't last long, and he gets his strength back at that point. And so fucking Superman grabs Batman after getting an ass whooping, and he throws him in through like this hotel room bathroom or something. And then Batman's like, oh shit, hold on, I gotta load the grenade again. Superman's like, okay, I'm gonna wait. He's like, ooh, it's so weird. Like, you watch this scene, chat, and a lot of it's slow motion. I don't think it's well choreographed. Like, this is the big battle between these two, Batman v Superman, and I think it's horrifically choreographed. And Superman's just like, ooh, I'm getting mad. Ooh, I'm getting mad. We've seen Superman move, chat. He can move at Mach fucking speeds, and for whatever reason, he just can't get to Batman soon enough when Batman is loading a grenade. And he's like, hold on. Superman's like, ooh, I'm getting mad. And he fucking launches, like, ah! And he runs at him. But he's running like, maybe he's because of the effects of the grenade still? I don't know. But he's like, ah! He runs at him. Batman goes, boop. Hits him with another grenade. Shredder goes, and Batman's, all right, I'm going to continue beating the shit out of you. Superman's arriving on the ground, and fucking, Batman, oh shit, here's Batman coming in with the fucking full sink, baby! He grabs a sink off the wall and goes, bah, it's like a wrestling match. He grabs a sink off the wall, and he hits him. It's like Muska Warfare, exactly, Stranger Shoe. Hits him with the fucking, that's what he says, you're not brave, men are brave, which I'm like, dumb line. He hits him with the head of the sink, and Clark's like, the fuck, you hit me with a sink? And he goes, yeah. And he starts punching him, and eventually, he takes him out of the bathroom and he throws him over this precipice, chat, like this, goes down the center of the building. And he's like, ah, and Clark falls down there, falls to the floor and shit. And Batman grapples down there. He has the spear down there too. And he's like, hold on, I'm going to wrap my grapple gun around your foot. And he's like, I really fucking hate you, Superman. You're really annoying, and I don't trust you. I don't like you at all. And he's like, I'm going to throw you around the room now. And he's fucking, spin me right round, baby. Spin, like, he fucking, like, spin me, like, fucking just, like a goddamn wrecking ball, chat. This goes, ah, hitting, like, all these pillars around this room. How that didn't come down, all of them, I will never know, but it holds up, thank God. And he's like, oh, Clark's like, I don't feel good. Meanwhile, Lois Lane is in Metropolis. She's like, Perry, Lawrence Fishburne, you're still in the movie. He goes, I am in the movie. Holy shit, I forgot. He says, I need a helicopter because I got to go save my husbando, or future husbando. And he's like, all right, take the helicopter. She flies over. And, Lois Lane's running into the abandoned building because they're all fighting in abandoned places now. And Superman's all fucked up, and Batman grabs the spear, chat, and he's like, let's see if you bleed. And he goes, ah, and he cuts his cheek, and he's like, yeah, you fucking bleed. And it's like, you're not brave, you're never even a man, and I fucking hate you. I hate you, Superman. I hate you. And he's like, has his foot over Superman's neck, and Superman's like, no, I have to save her. He's like, I don't care. He's like, must save Martha. Why would you say your mom, first of all, why would you even refer to your mom as, like, by her first name to a stranger? And he's like, must save Martha. He has Martha. And then I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Because Batman's like, wait a minute. How do you know that name? Martha, how do you know that? And he's just like, he's very upset. And Lois Lane comes in like, stop it. Just fucking stop it. And she goes to his side. And he's like, how do you know that name? He's like, it's his mother's name. And Batman's like, oh, your mom's name is Martha. My mother's name is Martha. And Superman's like, really? And Batman goes, yeah. Superman's like looking, he's like, are we best friends? Hell yeah, we are. And they're fucking best friends, chap, because their conflict ends because their moms have the same first name. Zack Snyder, he talked about this scene afterwards, and he said that through copious amounts of research, Chad, a cornucopia, if you will, of research. Him and his screenwriter partner, Chris Terrio, they discovered that, I imagine reading Wikipedia and reading comic books, that, oh my God, did you fucking Martha Kent, and then you have adopted mother of Superman, of Clark Kent, of Kal-El, Martha, and then you have Bruce Wayne, mother's name, birth mother's name, Martha Wayne. My God, same name. This will be the inciting point in the movie where they put aside their differences. So 2.5 fucking hours of buildup, and it ends over a name. And they say, like, we think it's beautiful because Batman in that time realized that Superman has a mother and therefore has value and therefore is human like him. And I'm like, you fuck off. Fuck off. I do not believe that. That is that they thought that they may think that, but did no one raise their hand at the fucking script reading or when they went through multiple drafts say this is stupid? I'm like, that is simply, I don't believe that. I can't believe it. It's dumb. It's dumb as fuck. It's just like, well, there you go. That is, to me, the period on this movie. It's not even over. We got 35 minutes left. We got 40 minutes left in this film, chat. And it's like, there you go. There you go. That completely encapsulates this movie and its depth. You know, it's like this conflict ended because their moms have the same first name. And that's all Batman needs to go, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen, I'll help you save your mom. Martha won't die tonight. I'll promise you that. And so Clark is like, oh, because they hear some, there's fuck, because in the vagina ship, in the vagina chamber in the Kryptonian crash ship in Metropolis, that's all lightning is coming out of it and shit. Like, that's probably not good. So I'm going to go check that, and you go save Martha. He's like, Martha won't die tonight. And so Batman, he gets in the fucking bat wing, I guess. And he flies over there to the warehouse that they're keeping Martha. He figures out where they're keeping Martha, the bat technology and shit. And he goes and he breaks in there, Chad. Alfred takes over the autopilot. He goes in the thing. And then we get probably the best action scene in the movie where the choreography is I don't like that Batman's murdering everyone. However, there's no doubt about it. This is very well shot, very well choreographed. This is how we've always wanted to see Batman move in a scene. No doubt about it. I'm going to give Zack Snyder that shit. Like, he did right. I just don't like that he's killing everybody. But other than that, very, very well done. Very well done. This is cool because all the guards are like saying out there, Martha Kent is in the room with KG Beast. He has like, fucking, we're going to burn you alive. And all these guys are like pointing their guns at the door, but Batman comes in from the bottom of the floor, and some of those guys fall in. He grapples up to the top, and then he starts throwing these little, like, magnetic, like, I don't know how to describe them. I guess like these EMP, like, bombs and all these guns, and it disables them, Chad. They, like, fall apart in everyone's hands. And then he fucking starts grappling. Like, he shoots one guy. He grapples the shit out of a lot of people. He, like, shoots the grapple gun through this one guy's arm, raises him up. He uses the pull, like, to throw himself down, punches one guy. He then uses the guy in the grapple cable to then throw him around the room and shit. At one point, you have this one guy come in who has a grenade. Like, I have a grenade. It's like Brett Tamlin chat from Anchorman. I have a grenade. And he unpins it, and Batman just takes one guy and just fucking throws him at him. And he just hits him, and the guy's like, oh, my grenade. And they explode. And Batman is just fucking going off, chat, like blocking everyone in the goddamn scene. And it's really well shot. He's taking some guys. He's like, has one guy, throws him against a fucking brick wall, brain matter, blood, skull fragments everywhere. He's hitting one guy so goddamn hard his head just goes into through the floor, takes one guy's face, boom, smashes his head in a box, chat. Just going off. I mean, it's a really good scene. I'm always gonna say, like, this is the highlight of the movie, Chad. This is the thing. I mean, it would have been cool in a standalone Batman film. You know, it's like, how is this? It's funny. Like, this scene is better than the fight between Batman and Superman. It's crazy, but it is. It's the best action scene in the film because you can see everything. It looks. I mean, it looks real enough. I mean, yeah, they added CGI, of course, but it's like, wow, this feels really cool. They did a really good job. And he kicks them all their ass. This one guy stabs him, though. He does stab him in the shoulder. He's like, ah, and he kicks out. He throws one guy through a fucking wall. And eventually he takes the one knife and he pins the one guy to the fucking wall, chat. And then this guy's like, trying to get the knife out of him. And I can only assume Batman, like, disemboweled him because he has, like, a batarang in one hand. And he hits him in the stomach. And I can only assume he just disemboweled the guy. He fucked that guy. He killed a lot of people. We then cut to the room with Martha Kent, KG Beast. And again, this is straight from The Dark Knight Returns. It's cool to see. But again, I don't know if I want this in my cinematic, like, universe Batman film, but whatever. KGB is with another guy. He has several guys in there. This one guy is standing next to the guard, this huge fucking LMG, this light machine gun, chat. And Batman just comes through the fucking wall like a goddamn monster, grabs the guy, shoots some of the other guys in there, and he's aiming at a KG Beast. And KG Beast is like, I'll fucking burn her. I'm going to burn this bitch. Is like, don't fucking come near me. I'll burn her. And then Batman said, and this is a reference to the original comic, where, you know, had this person who's like, I'm going to kill this little kid. I'm going to shoot them. I'm going to shoot him right now, motherfucker. And Batman says, I believe you. And kills him. Shoots him with the fucking gun. He shoots the gas tank, chat. Fucking breaks the one guy's neck. Runs over to Martha. Uses his body, chat, and his cape to cover her as KG Beast just explodes. You know, he's burned alive, chat. Just pops like a hot water balloon, chat. Like a flame, like flame being shot at a hot water balloon, chat. And, you know, and he's like, hey. After this, Diane Lane's like, he's like, don't worry, I'm a friend of your son, which is a great line. It's a great line. And she goes, I know, the cape and all. I thought that was funny. That was very fucking funny. Also, Alfred is shooting a bunch of guys in the Batwing, too. He cakes out a whole bunch of people. Eventually, we cut to the vagina chamber in the Kryptonian ship, where Lex Luthor's just kind of hanging out, and Superman goes, boom, he goes right through, and he's like, I see, no head of the bat. You are one bat head short. Looks like, dear mother, looks like Martha Kent roast is on the menu. And he's like, and he calls up the radio. He's like, well, how is our dinner tonight, Sir KG Beast? And fucking, you know, Batman's like, sorry, Martha Kent won't be joining you right now. He goes, shit, Batman. And he's like, God damn it, you beat me. He's like, I'm going to fucking break you. Shut up, you're going to jail. That's what he should have said. Should have pulled a Michael Keaton, shut up, you're going to jail. And he goes, well, if the bat failed and if you failed, that's fine. I have a plan B. May I introduce to you, Superman, a new Kryptonian abomination. He's like looking at this thing, and we see this giant fucking sack. This giant egg sack, chat, in the Kryptonian vagina. And he's like, Superman, I present to you Zod Reborn. I present to you a Kryptonian abomination. I present to you your Doomsday. And it's like, I'm a Ninja Turtle. And it's like, it just pops out of the fucking egg sack. And it's like, hi. And he looks fucking ridiculous. Schmiegel on roids. And I wish it was Nuclear Man. Oh, boy. Man God. That's what he does. That's what he does, Bill Casey. You nailed it. And it's like this fucking thing. Ken Doll is like this big gray Ninja Turtle putty thing. Ken Doll smooth, chat. It's like, this is Michael Shannon. I wish he would have gone, I found you. I would have been funny as hell if he went, I found you, Clark. It's a CGI monster. That's what it is. And I've always hated Doomsday. I've never liked Doomsday, chat. Even when he first came on the scene, like, he is just there to punch Superman. That's it. He has no character arc. He has no depth whatsoever. He's just a big, spiky monster. In this case, he's a big, smooth monster. And this thing fucking is like mad. Looks, it's like, oh, it's beautiful. About to punch Lex Luthor. Superman's like, up. He stops it. And they fucking fly out of the goddamn thing. And Lex Luthor looks at the afterbirth and goes, I'm going to swim in this. And he starts swimming in that afterbirth, chat. He enjoys himself. Meanwhile, this ending, it's just a CGI monster battle, chat. I mean, I don't know how much detail you want me to go into. They fucking start fighting, and they go in the park, and which I think it's kind of interesting. This thing is Zod, really. It's an abomination Zod monster, and it sees the statue. Superman's like, I fucking hate this thing. I hate that. And he destroys it, and he takes one of the things, and he starts smashing Superman with his big, like, you know, the monument itself. Like, eat it. Fucking eat it. And he starts running around and shit, jumping everywhere. And they love this one line. They have Anderson Cooper come in, and he says, thank God downtown Metropolis is closed for the night. Listen, I don't care what major city you live in. Just because you're like downtown, no downtown is closed for that. Everyone goes home after apparently 9 p.m. There's no one on the street, no one in any of these buildings. Bullshit. I mean, I understand like they did this because of the criticism they got from Man of Steel when Superman and Zod kill everybody, tens of thousands of people. But people don't leave downtown. That doesn't happen. That doesn't fucking happen, Chet. And Doomsday just goes around beating the shit out of everybody. But oh yeah, Superman's like, stop that. And he's like, I'm going to punch you into space. Meanwhile, we cut to, military, the Pentagon and shit. And Martian Manhunter's like, we got to fucking stop him. And he's like, I got to call the president. And he calls the president. He's like, what's up, Martian Manhunter? And he's like, listen, sir, Superman is taking the monster into space. He goes, Superman, he's a loser. Okay, he's an illegal alien. I hate him. He's not an American. He didn't vote for me. Didn't vote for Donald Trump. I don't like him. And he's like, what should we do? Thank you, consider the vibe. Patrick Wilson literally phones into space. That's Patrick Wilson? No, it's Big Daddy Trump. I had no idea. Oh, wow. That's a surprise. But he's like, I don't like him. And he's like, well, what should we do, sir? He's like, let's fire a nuclear missile at both of them. But Superman's like, I don't fucking like him. He's an illegal alien. You know what? You know what he could do? He's a bad hombre. Him and that Doomsday guy, okay? Bad hombres, the both of them. Get rid of them, all right? Shoot a missile. And the thing is dumb about this is Superman takes Doomsday up into space. And the thing is, chat, you should have just, like, punched him. He would have kept going. Because that's gravity in space, chat. Like, you punch something, like, you can't grab into anything. You can't change your trajectory. You're just going to keep going in that direction forever unless you bump into something. So he literally can go, boop, and Doomsday's gone. He's not coming back, chat. He's not coming back. And would have been very Motion Master 2024. That's the leader we fucking need, chat. Take care of those goddamn land dwellers for good. But the U.S. military said, fuck that. We're going to punch you. We're going to hit him with a missile. But even if they hit him with a missile, chat, it still would have propelled them. It doesn't make any sense. So they shoot the missile. Superman sees this, and he's like, well, I'm going to use this to my advantage. And he headlocks Doomsday, and he fucking makes sure Doomsday's like, hi! And he gets hit. They both get hit by the nuclear missile. And somehow, even though the missile hits them going up, this causes Doomsday to fall down. Okay. It should have just hit him further. Doesn't make any sense. Falls back down to Earth. Superman's he's all mummified and atrophied in the space shack. And this is very much from the comics. He's like, all fucked up. But then Down Jump's like, did we get him with the missile? And they go, yes, sir. But subject number 1 has fallen back to Earth. He's still alive. Still alive. He's like, who's subject number 1? Is it Superman, that loser? It's like, no, it's Doomsday. He goes, oh, well, you guys are all losers. You know, he's like, I hit him with the missile and it doesn't work. It's dumb. Okay? I came in and fixed our whole military and you failed. Trump baby out. See you later. Vote 2020. Trump 2020. He leaves. And we're like, oh, that's not good. Eventually, Batman's like, well, I gotta take care of the situation. He drops Martha off with Lois and shit. And he flies over there with the Batwing. He's like, that's not good. And fucking Doomsday, he's getting mad, chat, because he's evolving too. And he tears off all his skin. He's got spikes now. He's got little spikes. He's like, ah! And he sees the Batwing. He's like, I fucking hate that thing. And he laser blasts shit. He has heat vision coming out of his eyes and mouth. The Batman's like, oh, shit. And he's like flying around and everything. He's like, oh, boy. It's like, this ain't good. It's like, I gotta try to fight this fucking thing. He's flying around and everything. Eventually, he turns around. He's like, I'm gonna shoot it with everything. Like Alfred, because he calls Alfred. He's like, oh, this thing's Kryptonian, Alfred. And this is like his lines. The only thing that will hurt it is something from Krypton, like Kryptonian technology. He said, I need the spear. But until that time, I'm just going to shoot it with bullets. It's like, if I was Batman, like, okay, I'm going to immediately fly back to Gotham and just get the spear and then come back and, like, I don't know, throw it at him? I don't know. That's what I would have done. But he's like, I'm going to shoot my airplane. Meanwhile, Lois Lane's like, what do I do with the spear? I don't know what this is. And she throws in, like, water. She throws in this fucking giant, I don't know what it is. He's just in this water. She had this water pit or something. It just floats all the way down. I thought like Aquaman would be in this movie because of the fucking spear or something, but he doesn't. Batman shoots at him, and he gets blasted out of the sky because, of course, you should have went back to the spear. He crash lands in Gotham, and then Doomsday follows, and Batman's like, shit, this isn't good. Meanwhile, Diana Prince is watching this from an airplane. She goes, I think I should be in the movie again now. I'm gonna go over there and help. And then we hear Batman's like, shit. And he goes, like literally goes, I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna help nothing, Bruce. But then we hear the na 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 na, And then we fucking see Wonder Woman blocks at the shield. Chad comes with the sword. He's like, who the hell are you? And Wonder Woman's like, I am Wonder Woman. I'm in this movie for some reason. And she starts fighting Doomsday. Meanwhile, we cut back to Superman, Chet, good old Superman, and he is in space, and he's like, this fucking sucks. But thankfully, the sun comes in there, chat, and it heals him. It's actually a good CGI scene here. It looks really good. He's all atrophied, and then he comes back, and he becomes swole Henry Cavill again. Again, very reminiscent of the scene in The Dark Knight Returns when he's hit with a nuclear weapon in Court of Maltese, and the sun and the earth provide him with that energy, and he becomes who he was before. And he flies back there. And Wonder Woman's getting her ass kicked by Doomsday. He's like, ah, and all that shit. Oh, she cuts his hand off, though. She does cut off Doomsday's hand. He's got like a big spiky hand now. He's like, I got a little spiky poker. My little poker. And, but then Clark, he fucking comes in here, boom, hits him. And he throws him through all these gas canisters or something. I don't know. And then at this point, he flies down there, and, he's like, I can't be stopped. We need the Kryptonian spear. And, Batman is like, we do indeed, Clark, or Superman, or whatever. And Wonder Woman's like, well, you get the spear and I'll distract him. And, Superman is like, is she with you? And Batman's like, I thought she was with you. It's like, okay. And so they go fighting. And I love it because Doomsday, he has like this giant pulse wave ability, and it goes blah, and it's like this electric magnetic pulse, and it's like an EMP, and it fucking destroys everything. Thank God there was some concrete debris like near Batman, because he's like, Batman's not really useful in this fight. He's like, I just need to stay alive. I just need to stay alive. So he's hiding. Mostly it's Superman and Wonder Woman just going at this thing. There's fighting him. It's CGI explosions. We cut back to Lois Lane. It's like, I gotta get the spear now. And so she goes in the water trying to swim for the spear checks at the bottom of the pit. And because of all the destruction, though, this thing falls on top of her. He's like, oh no, I can't get out. I can't breathe. I can't have water in my lungs. I need air. And she's like drowning and shit. And Superman hears the beating, and he's like, oh, Lois. And, he's like, Batman, take over. Batman's like, wait, what? And Superman goes for Lois. And we get, Batman. Batman is not fighting Doomsday. He's just running away from him consistently. And we get the one, shot where Batman grapples over, and we get the the Dark Knight Returns cover, because Zack Snyder can't help himself. You see the lightning bolt come down. It's like just like the cover, and he grapples away, just trying to fucking live. And that's always been used as a distraction. Meanwhile, Clark lifts up the debris, goes for Lois Lane, gets her up there. She's like, water in lungs. And he's like, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get the kryptonite spear. She's like, no, Clark, you'll die. And, he goes in the water, chat. In the spear. This is what I thought. I was like, you know what? Why the fuck not? Why Aquaman should just be here? Aquaman should have just came out of the water with the spear and Clark and go, what's up, everybody? My mans, I'm here. Here's your spear. Here's your boy. I'll see you later, everyone. Woo! Aquaman now just jump back in the water. Like, why the fuck not? Would it make a difference? He deserves to be there just as much as Wonder Woman does, which neither of them deserve to be there. But whatever. He has the spear, and then Wonder Woman and Batman are fighting him and everything. And then we get the scene in the movie, which is you're supposed to feel very emotional over, where Superman goes, Lois, this is my world, but really I realized you're my world. And this is when we're supposed to realize, oh, Superman's going to sacrifice himself. And the thing is, you're supposed to feel, Che, he's going to sacrifice himself, he's going to die, and you're going to be like, oh, you're going to be sad, you're going to care. And I don't give a shit. I don't care. That's the movie's biggest failure, is I do not care about this character, because he has been so somber, so melancholy, so sad, nearly sociopathic. Why should I care about him? There's not a modicum of joy coming from this man. And we're like supposed to be sad when he's sad. It's like, no, this is the movie's biggest fucking failure, is that you do not care about the sacrifice that's about to happen. And Lois is like, no, I love you. And he's like, oh, that's great. And he takes the spear, and he flies at, Doomsday. And Wonder Woman uses the lasso of truth here. Tangles up Doomsday's fucking leg or something, I don't know. And then he's like, bah! But then Batman shoots him with a kryptonite gas grenade. Batman's like, I'm helping. Sure you are, Bruce. And then Superman goes, ah, and he stabs Doomsday with the spear in his tummy. And Doomsday's like, fuck you, I have a pokey hand now. And he pokes Superman. He pokes him right through the chest. And Superman's like, ooh, that's not good. But he's like, I got to put the spear farther into Doomsday. He's like, okay. And so he literally is pulling the pokey, he's pulling the Doomsday's pokey arm like into his body more. It's like, penetrate me, Doomsday, penetrate me. And so as he's been penetrating, he's penetrating Doomsday. They're penetrating each other at the same time, Chad, until he goes right, until the fucking Kryptonian spear goes through all the way out the back of Doomsday's butt. And Doomsday goes, my butt! And he falls over dead, Chad. Doomsday is dead, but uh-oh. So Superman and Lois is like, oh, God. And Batman and Wonder Woman go there, and Clark's like, he's dead, Chad, he's dead. And they wrap him up. It's very much Jesus coming down off the cross. It's like, chat, Jesus allegory. And they bring him down. He's got a big fucking gaping hole in his chest where Doomsday penetrated him. And he's like, rah. And he's dead, Chad. Superman died. And you're supposed to feel sad here, but you don't. You don't fucking care. And this image is supposed to be reminiscent of Mary, you know, like mother of Jesus Christ, holding her son, Jesus. It's like another Jesus allegory for you, Chad. Anyway, we then cut to the funeral. No, we cut to Lex Luthor. So this was not in the theatrical version, chat. Lex Luthor, he's been enjoying himself in the placenta water, chat, in the afterbirth water. He's been, you know, doing his laps and shit. And we have these. This actually came out, like, I think the weekend of the movie. Because people are like, what is going on? This is the scene that they didn't originally have. And you have all these the SWAT team goes in there and they see Lex Luthor in the placenta afterbirth water, and he's like talking or praying to something, and it's Steppenwolf, and he has the mother box, and Steppenwolf goes, ah, and he leaves, and Lex Luthor's like, ah, hi, and they arrest him. And then they shave his head. They shave his head, and they take him to the Blackgate prison. So he finally has the shaven head. Classic Lex Luthor look, Jeff. It's not a wig. It's not like Gene Hackman. It's a wig. We then cut to the Daily Planet, and Lawrence Fishburne's like, hi, I'm still in the movie. And he's looking at the newspapers, Chad. They're publishing news stories. Superman is dead. Nation, world mourns, etc., etc. On page 8, there is one casualty for the battle. One casualty for the battle, chat, in Metropolis, in Gotham. And it's Clark Kent. It's like, Superman's dead, Clark Kent dead. I wonder if they're the same. No one thinks that. So maybe fucking Lawrence Fishburne, maybe Perry White did know. I don't know. But there was one. I love it. It says only one casualty from that giant battle. Sure. So we have two separate funerals, chat. We have the funeral at the Smallville Kent farm. You know, they're having the wake right now. By the way, Fat Pete, chat, from IHOP is in this movie. I was like, oh, good for Fat Pete. He came back. The guy who used to bully Clark, but he you know, cleaned himself up, and he became a general manager of an IHOP. He's in this scene, chat. He actually gets some speaking lines, too. I was like, oh, good for him. And everyone's there. Amy Adams, she's there, chat. She's sleeping in Clark's baby boy bed, sees his little fucking dioramas and shit. And then Diane Lane comes up, Martha Kent comes up, and she goes, oh, listen, Clark wanted to give this to you. He mailed this to my address to have you here. I don't know why I just didn't take it with him, but here you go. It's a very odd thing to have a wedding ring, but she opens it up, and in the package, Shed, is a wedding ring. He was going to propose to her, chat, but he can't because he's fucking dead. Obviously, you can't marry someone when they're already dead, chat. What are you, silly? What are you, stupid, Clark? And so then they do the funeral procession, Chad, like in Smallville. Lawrence Fishburne's there, too. Hey, all respect to Clark Kent. Like, I'm going to go to the funeral, too, so that's nice. And Jenny's also there, who I always thought was gender-bent Jimmy Olsen, but it's not. It's just a new character. Michael Kelly's not in the movie, chat, so I guess they fired him, the character. I don't know, the reporter. Not like they fired Michael Kelly from the movie, but he just wasn't in here. Steve Lombard. He plays the kind of the jerk-off sports reporter. I guess that's why they had Clark cover the game, because they fired Steve Lombard. Which is too bad. I like Michael Kelly. But again, it was a nothing role for Man of Steel. So I can understand. It's like, fuck it. Why would I come back? I have better projects now anyway. So they're doing the procession, but we also see another procession going down in D.C. We see Martian Manhunters there. It's like, oh, I'm not the Martian Manhunter. No, I'm Secretary Swanwick. Sure you are. And we have the classic black casket with the Superman S symbol there. And they fucking, you know, it's like that's the show and pony show, chat. Yeah, that's that they don't have to have his body in there. We go to Kansas, Smallville, Kansas, chat, where he was raised. That's where the real funeral is, goddammit. Fucking, you know, United States, goddamn Uncle Sam put on a show. You guys were questioning Superman's loyalty to the world and to his country. Fuck you. You don't deserve it. And so, you know, everyone's sad. Everyone starts walking away. Lois Lane, she's the last one to leave. Diane Lane is talking to Fat Pete. She's like, I got to pay for this. He goes, actually, the whole the funeral was paid for. It's fine. She says, Fat Pete, did you pay for it with your IHOP money? He goes, I helped a little bit. I was going to, but someone got to it before I did. Good for Fat Pete, chat. Fat Pete was going to pay with his IHOP managerial money because Clark Kent saved his life on that bus. And you know what? Fucking Jonathan Kent said, fuck that kid. I wish you killed him. It's terrible, chat. But look at Fat Pete. Look at the good Clark did saving Fat Pete's life all those years ago. He really cleaned himself up. I'm happy for him. But then, chat, we cut, and it's Bruce Wayne. He's like, I like to watch. He's watching from like at a distance, chat, and Gal Gadot comes up behind him, Wonder Woman. Diana Prince, excuse me. And he's like, I paid for everything. And she's like, I know. I know. And then we get some weird cuts, like, I don't know. I guess these happened in the past or afterwards. I don't know. Because he's like, I failed him in life, but I won't fail him in death. There's a war coming. And we need to unite the others that are like us. And she says, how do you know? And I guess then we cut. I guess this took place in the past then. And we see Lex Luthor at Blackgate Prison. And we had the security guard come up and he says, the warden wants to talk to you, prisoner. And he's like, okay, no, I don't want to talk to him. He goes, get on your fucking feet, Lex. He goes, fine. And he gets up. He's like, face the wall behind you. And he goes, all right. And he faces the wall behind him. And all the lights fucking go off, and then everything has red lights, and then Batman's there. So I guess Batman actually frequents Blackgate Prison. The guards are like, well, we're not gonna fuck with you. And fucking, Batman grabs and he smashes Lex's face in the back of the wall. And he comes with the brand. And he's like, I'm going to fucking brand you, motherfucker. He's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? He's, oh, so sad. So sad. The death of the Man of Steel, Superman, the Man of Tomorrow. Oh, there's so many dangers coming. So many dangers coming soon. So very soon. He's like, oh, you think you're being fucking funny. You know what? I just requested your transfer to Arkham Asylum, baby. Woo! And this is the first time Lex Luthor goes, oh, fuck. It's the only time when he loses that little smirk of his, that little smile of his. He's like, uh-oh. And he's like, I have some friends there, and they're dying to meet you. He's like, ha, 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 because they're going to kill him. They're going to kill him, chat. And we got the Joker. Ha, 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 ha. He's there, chat. Imagine Penguin, Riddler, Two-Face. I don't know. Mothman. Ventriloquist? Possibly. I don't know. I don't know who's going to kill him, chat, but he's like, but Luthor's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the bell has been rung. The god is dead. And he's like, we'll fight whatever is coming, whatever you fucking saw or talked to when you were fucking swimming in the vaginal placenta afterbirth water. We're gonna fucking beat him. And then the lights go off and Batman's gone. And he's like, you can't unring the bell. You can't do it. It's ringing. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. And it's like, all right. And then we cut. And we're back on the, he's like, the Wonder Woman's like, that was fucking weird. Bruce is like, yeah, I know. We got to find the rest of the people. All right, let's go. And then we cut to Lois Lane, who apparently has been there for 3 hours. Thank you, Chris, of the 5 minutes. And we cut to Lex's office where he's painting. Oh, yeah, that's right. Angels and Devils upside down. So that's right. We cut to his office after the scene. He's going ring, ding, ding, ring, ding, ding. And we see that he's reversed the picture where instead of the demons coming from the earth itself and the angels coming from above, it's reversed. The demons are coming from above, and the angels are coming from the bottom of the earth. And it's because dark side, chat, dark side. I don't understand. Maybe someone could explain this to me. I don't understand. Is Lex Luthor now an acolyte of not Doomsday, of Darkseid? Because I think it would have been interesting if they showed he had the symbol on him or something. Like, I don't understand. Like, is he just like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna help him? Nothing's explained. Nothing's explained. So I guess you can only assume he's like, oh, fuck, we're all doomed. So fucking Darkseid's coming. And I guess I'll serve. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, we cut back to the farm again. And Lois Lane apparently has been staying there for fucking hours. And these guys have to fill the grave. It's like, ma'am, we want to go home to our families. They're alive, you know. And she finally takes a handful of dirt and she throws it on the coffin, chat, on the casket. And then she walks away, and then we cut to the casket, chat, and it's like here the bum 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 bum, and then we see now this doesn't make any sense. We see the dirt rise. We see the dirt rise off the coffin, but Superman is dead. Now this could be changed in the Justice League cut, for all I know, in the Snyder cut. he's dead in that movie, and they take him to the birthing vagina chamber again, and that brings him back, and the Flash pokes him with electricity, and he goes, and he comes back alive. So that might change now. I don't know. But yeah, that's the movie. There's no end credit scene, thank God. This film, yeah, I think this is definitely one of the worst superhero films of all time. Like, I think Batman and Robin has more merit, has more artistic value than this movie. It's overly long. Even with the additional 30 minutes, that do explain things. Some of it's still plot holes, though. It's like, also, I forgot, the woman who lied in court, that one woman is like, I saw him kill his people. She freaked out because Lex Luthor was cleaning up all the loose ends, and KGB's pushed her in front of a subway, smushed like a goddamn gnat against the windshield, chat. She died. Forgot about that. That's another scene they added back in there. So they have all this additional footage in here, chat, but it explains some of the plot holes, not all of them. Plot holes still exist in a lot of cases, but it just makes an already long film even longer. It's like, I would have wished you didn't even have that in there on the end of the day, because it's still stupid. It's so somber and humorless and melancholy. There's not a moment of happiness in this film. Not really funny unless it's unintentionally funny. The characters are so dry and self-serious that they come across funny occasionally. The Martha scene, of course. Like, every time this movie attempts to be grown up, as Zack Snyder would say, it just comes off ridiculous to me. Yeah, it's overall, it's a disappointing film. The action, I thought, like, okay, well, the action will be fun. It's like, really not. Like, the big fight, the thing that blows my mind, this is Batman v Superman, and they fight once in the movie, and the fight's not even that good. It's like, this is really poorly choreographed. And I think Zack Snyder, he knows to do action scenes. He does. Occasionally. I mean, he goes back and forth when it comes to the slow motion shit. I don't like that. Like, the action Man of Steel is much better. It's much, much better than this movie. Like, you have the Batman scene when he's kicking the guys' asses at the warehouse. Other than that, no. The Doomsday fight scene is awful. It's one of the worst CGI end of the movie battles. I think it's definitely in the top 5. When I say what's one of the worst fight scenes, big CGI, bombastic, scenes at the end of a film like this is definitely in the conversation being one of the worst ones. It's just a waste of time. It just reaffirmed, like, Zack Snyder does not understand these characters. I think he loves the fact that he doesn't even love them. He's like, goddamn right, I don't like them. This is my version. It's my way, the highway. He clearly does not take criticism well, constructive or negative or otherwise. He's like, nope, this is what I want to do. And, he was rewarded. He's been rewarded, chat. He's come back and he's done the Snyder Cut for Justice League. And I'm going to see what that is. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. And I'll share my opinion on that. Might well just do a fucking commentary for the film, I think, at this point. Make that available on my Patreon for people. But, yeah, this is a colossal waste of time. And it's sad because I love these characters. People I think sometimes say that I hate DC. That's not true. I love DC. I love these characters. There's been some great things with them. They've been adapted well, and they have not been adapted well, and I've called them out on this. And I think this is one of the worst adaptations of these characters of all time. I despise this movie. I hate this film. Yeah, this is the very aside from a few minor scenes, like little gems and a sea of shit, and it's just little diamonds and a fucking 10-pound bag of shit, chat. It's awful. This is the very definition on the double toasted scale, chat, of a fuck you movie. I hate this film. Fuck you. Pixel Mike, thank you for the 100 biddies. Very kind, very kind. Whoo, boy. Troy would have honestly appreciated a small scene between Clark and Pete when he found it was Superman. Yeah. Also, priest that Clark confessed. That's right. Is the one. I forgot about that. That is the same priest. You're true. That's true. You nailed it. Mm-hmm. This is a movie better. Movie made for Vincent Adult Man. I give it a high. Some emotion. I admire what it tries to do, and there's even certain bits I like, but it's a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess. Even with the additional scenes. Oscar says, agreed. Umbreon, tell us how you really feel. You prefer pancakes or waffles? Waffles, my friend. Shrek Juice, Cosmonaut, Variety Hour has a great review for this movie. You should check it out. I'll check it out. M0, wow, BBS is fuck. F you. Yeah, have to give it that. I'm sorry. I gotta be honest, chat. Hey, listen. I know people, it's a cult. It's a cult film now. I'm not a part of that demographic who likes this movie. But if you like the film, I've always said this, chat. Like, listen, just because I had this opinion of this movie does not mean that you cannot like it. Like it, you know, embrace it. You know, you're getting a 4-hour version of the sequel to this film, so more power to you. Never going to take that away from you. Like what you like, dislike what you dislike, and I'm adhering to that, Chad. I'm adhering to that. Yep, that's what I'm doing. This film is an old fuck you. This one, Too Tall. It's bullshit to see 2 hours fucking wasted set up by Batman Superman fights. Ridiculous, yeah. I thought it was I thought BVS was a somewhat bullshit. It says I'm Xavier. Where's theirs? Most got so much review on your Facebook time. Thanks. Full price. Judas says full price for me. Second best Superman movie I've seen. Guess we'll be seeing each other when the weather lets up here. No problem, man. No problem. I'll meet you. We'll have our own battle. Chris v. Judas, chat. It's a Jesus allegory. One of my followers, chat. One of my followers is going to betray me. Jesus allegory. Snyder, you clever son of a bitch. Troy Zexner shot this universe in the head like it was Jimmy Olsen with this movie. Yes, he did. Crazy Garish learned. So, hey, Mr. Thanks for all the streaming today, but because it's some crazy weather going on. Oh, no. You're keeping me sane right now. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Is it rough? Sorry to hear that. Please stay safe. Please stay indoors. Appreciate it. Chad, get some Mr. Evanies, Mr. and Hypes right now for Chrissy Kundervish. Would appreciate that. Yeah, please do stay safe. The toasted rating scale, full price for me. For you, Pixel Mike. Fair enough. Awesock. It's the one movie I walked out when I got home and I'm like, it's bad. I don't like it. Yeah, it's actually going to ruin the DC universe. Goddamn. I think he did. This version iteration. Well, I think there's been some good movies in this universe, Chad. Like, I love Shazam. I enjoy Birds of Prey. I like the first Wonder Woman a lot. Kind of a miracle DC managed to squeeze some good movies off from this. Yeah, and then they're going to keep doing so, Chad. They're going to keep making these movies. So we'll see. Here's hoping that the Flash movie won't just reset the universe, but the directors they hire. I think that's what they're going to do, is they're going to reset the universe. I mean, who knows? Who knows? It's like Crazy Storming tourism. Oh, shit. Well, please do stay safe, Chris Fish. The best part of this movie is the chicken nuggets I ate when I watched. Oh, chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggies. Oh. Yeah. I can't, though. I mean, like, I do like this movie, but I understand what you're coming from, though. How would you introduce Lobo in this verse? I don't know. I would have him a side character in another movie, maybe. You know? Yeah, I guess you could do it. I mean, he's a Superman character, typically, or you can introduce him in maybe, like, a Green Lantern film. You know, not, like, in that movie, but, like, in sequels to those movies. I think that'd be a workout. Yeah. I mean, we'll find out if we ever get a Lobo film. Wouldn't be surprised, but Chad, I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling it right now. I feel tired. I feel tired, Chad. That was one of my longest reviews ever, I think. How long was that review? Maybe not. Hamilton Burger, have a fantastic. I think I'm going to log off now. Good night, folks. Hamilton Burger. Thank you for the support. Sleep well, my friend. Do sleep well. Just climbed a review mountain. I climbed a review mountain, Chad. I was like fucking Clark Kent going to meet good old Jonathan Kent up there. 2.5 hours, I think. Okay. That's pretty long. That's not that. I think that's like around the same time as my. That's long. It's as long as the theatrical cut of the movie. I can say that. And it's about as long as my Attack of the Clones review and possibly my Spider-Man 2 review. Yeah. There you go, Chip. There you go. I am going to take a brief break. I will say that. Some of the best parts of the movie, yeah, Jeremy Irons, I think, does a good job. Lawrence Fishburne does a good job. I agree. Performance-wise, characters-wise, I honestly enjoy Eisenberg's performance a lot because he goes all in. He goes up to 11, but Spies is taking the care of everything else can die. There you go. I agree with that. Yeah, Jeremy Irons and Lawrence Fishburne do a good job. There's not in the movie a lot. Yeah, that was a long one. Thank you, Marvel Buffner. Thank you, chat. I am going to take a brief break. In the meantime, please entertain yourselves amongst yourselves. Stick around.